Oh.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Eric from Easy Computer Solutions, and this is Wine Wednesday, the hottest day of the week. Wine Wednesday, 2018 first episode, and I got the VIPs in the building. Woo! Everybody always asks me, I can't wait till Wine Wednesday, Eric. When is Wine Wednesday? Please, 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 Wine Wednesday. And I say, hey, it's coming. It's coming. We take over the internet every Wednesday. I got the lovely ladies in the building. We got Miss Teresa in the building from the tech couple.
Hey y'all.
Then we got Catwoman back, meow, and we got a special guest right next to her. Let everybody know who you are.
My name is Mia. I am Catwoman's twin sister. So I am Copycat.
Copycat.
Copycat's funny.
That is funny. And also we got the awesome VIP. Miss Kimmy is in the building, aka Scrumptious.
How y'all doing?
Ooh.
And she got the Carolina shirt on. The Carolina got beat, y'all.
Yeah, we just got beat.
So how y'all ladies doing for 2018? And we in the third day.
It's crazy.
This how fast things go, huh? I mean, it's here. Look at all the people coming in the building. That's what I'm talking about. So I hope there it is. Nice. So ladies, it's Wine Wednesday. This is y'all night. And wow, man. So let me give y'all guys a quick recap, right? In 2017, we started Wine Wednesday, right? And it becomes a phenomenon, right? And now it's like people just can't wait. Because we did know that we're going to have some awesome conversations. It could be about tech, about life. And we've been having a whole lot of different conversations. Also, Emily would not be joining us this week. She had to take care of some business, which that's another VIP. That's okay. That's okay. She had a lot of information about the demonetization that we talked about last week. But she told me that for sure, next week, she was going to have all that information about YouTube demonetization. But as we talk about YouTube demonetization, we had something really crazy that happened a couple of days ago. We got this vlogger named Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
He has took the internet by storm by going to Suicide Forest in Japan. And on YouTube, he showed a dead body.
Yes, he did.
And he stayed on there for 3 days and he took it off. But after he got, about 6 million views, you know what I'm saying? About 6 million, that's all. It was trending on YouTube, right? So what y'all guys' thoughts about this?
Corey and I are actually, fan might be too strong of a word, but we like Logan Paul. We watch his videos. We actually just discovered him not too long ago. And we saw that when it went live before the controversy really hit. We saw it because we got the notification, and we both just kind of stood there like, he's kidding. Like, this is clickbait. Okay, no, that's not clickbait. Okay, no, that's a body. Okay, he didn't blur out the body.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, he's zooming in on the body.
Yes.
So it was definitely in bad taste at the very, very least. It was definitely in bad taste.
Yeah, and it sucked, man. And I mean, now he had put out apology letters and all kinds of stuff like that. And Miss Catwoman, what you think about this?
I have a lot of feelings about it, and I'm really upset. So first and foremost, I had to have some conversations with my daughters about it because it was trending. It was actually on the trending section of YouTube. And they love YouTube. So I asked them if they saw it, and they said no. As a matter of fact, their exact words, "We don't even like that guy." So I'm like, I was relieved. But I still had to have that conversation with them because even though they didn't watch it, a lot of YouTubers were talking about it.
Yeah.
A lot of YouTubers that they know, a lot of big name YouTubers were talking about it. So I had to have a conversation with them about the video, about what suicide is, about, also if maybe they are having those types of feelings, that they can come to me about it, come to their dad about it, just talk to anyone, obviously, that's really important. It was just within Even though that video was up for only 4 hours, there was a lot of conversations that had to have been had. First and foremost, that forest, I didn't even know anything about that forest. So I had started looking up videos about the forest and what it's about. And one person actually explained it in a different way. They said that this forest is not a tourist attraction.
It's a suicide forest.
Yeah, it's just a regular forest that they have, but a lot of people go in there and they commit suicide because they don't want their bodies to be found in the home, because they don't want their spirits to live in the home or to haunt their families and things like that. And it's actually one of like the shameful, quote unquote, shameful parts of the Japanese country. It's not something that they're like giving out tickets for people to go to. It's actually a restricted area.
Yeah.
So knowing that information, I was like, and the fact that he kept saying over and over again in the video that I just wanted it to be a fun video. I was like, how could you go somewhere like that, knowing that people go there because they feel like that's the last resort that they have, and want to make light of it. It was really sad. It was a lot of feelings. Yeah.
So my kids are very opposite. They enjoy watching Logan Paul. And I know I'm living in a day and age where my kids are being brought up by YouTube. And this is not the first conversation that I had about Logan Paul. One of my favorite bands is Flowbot. And they did I don't even know what to call it, like if it's a parody video, if they even like knew if he even knew the song. But the Flowbot, they had a song out called Handlebars. And he took that same concept and, the song is very powerful, impactful, and it's very positive, and it makes you, think. And so he took that same beat, Logan Paul, and he turned it into the words say, I can ride your with no handlebars. And I was like in the car and I was telling my girlfriend about it, and they were in the back seat, and I'm like, this guy named Paul Logan. And they were correcting me, like, his name is Logan Paul. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, he took my favorite song and he changed the word to it. And they're like, yeah, that song is so funny. Mind you, my kids are 10 years old. And they're like, yeah, it's so funny. And I'm like, well, if you listen to the original song, it's actually really good. We already saw the original one. Logan Paul's is better. And I'm like, what? Like, I just couldn't believe the words that were coming out of their mouths. So
yeah,
I actually watched the video, and I took that opportunity to tell them, like, I understand that he's trying to be funny with like a mustache, but the actual song that he's playing is about treating women like object. Yeah. And in the video, he actually rides like women like an actual bicycle, and I'm like, Lord help me if I ever catch anyone trying to ride you like a bicycle, like. And so then yesterday, actually, this came up in my feed again, and I'm like, oh, this guy again. Like, they already know how I felt about him, so I'm like, I have to talk about him again. And they actually watched the video. They watched the whole video.
Oh, man.
So I also volunteer at NAGLY, the North Shore Alliance of Gay and Lesbian Youth in Salem, Massachusetts. And, we have at-risk youth all the time. And we talk about these subjects. So I spoke to them about it, and I told them, I'm like, if you guys are going to learn about suicide, I don't want you guys to learn it from him. I want you guys to learn it from me, from people that can actually talk to you about it, that will actually give you information. And I told them about the hotline number. And I was like, it's sad that I felt like, like, again, we were progressing, as women with the whole Me Too campaign. And then Logan Paul put out that video, right? I'm just like, like he just turned something so negative. And then again, like we were doing so good, talking about, suicide prevention with that song that actually has the 800 number on it. And then he just, again, like, he just takes something that so worth talking about. He has so many people that he has a voice. Like this, kid has a voice, and he's using it for nothing positive. Like,
Yeah. And you know what's so funny about this whole Logan Paul thing is that we starting to figure out that they do got powerful YouTubers out there, right? You think politicians got a lot of power, but you got a lot of powerful YouTubers out there, like a Logan Paul and a PewDiePie or something like that, right? When you see videos like this and they do things like this, you know that you got millions and millions of people that subscribe. Actually, when you got 10 to 15 million subscribers, and when you got somebody that has that much influence or that much power, that much viewership, you have to take responsibility for having such a large fan base. So I think what a lot of YouTubers, even though it may be vlog videos, maybe just prank videos or whatever, but when you have an audience that big, you have to bear some responsibility because you got kids watching. You have, adults, all of ages, all nationalities, everything. And I think a lot of big YouTubers kind of forget that they do have, especially kids. I mean, God forbid, you see so many kids watching these huge YouTubers because it's funny. They do pranks. They do all kinds of stuff like that, right? So, but they have to bear some responsibility. What he did was a lot that actually distasteful for the human race, But I don't know what you think about it, Kimmy.
I don't know who this guy is, and then I've been out of town too, so I haven't been as active on, watching YouTube videos as I usually am. But I was glad my son hasn't had any ties into Logan Paul. He is very active on YouTube, but he has his selection of people that I don't think he even goes into the trending topics or whatever. So he's very into who he's into, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I mean, what's going on with our society, right? I mean, what y'all think? I mean, listen, I've seen a trend in 2017 started spiraling to edgy, like people doing edgy things, and we starting to see this trend. What y'all guys thought about these trends of people just doing a lot of over the top stuff so people can see it. I mean, suicides on Facebook, for Christ's sake. I never seen that until we saw it in 2017. We started to see that trend. What's going on with this? Are we just frustrated? Is it trust? Is it education? What is it about what our society that just went completely apeshit?
It's attention. Like, remember they had the selfie Olympics and people were taking these selfies all different kinds of places and people end up dying?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I don't think it's necessarily that people are going crazy. I think that people have more of a platform to demonstrate they're crazy. You know what I mean? When we were growing up, there wasn't Facebook and YouTube and all these other platforms where we could be really social and be visible. But now they have that. And in a way, I think that you're right. It's a lot of people trying to outdo each other for relevance and for fame and for attention. I mean, looking at Logan Paul and his brother Jake Paul, right? They're 22 and 20 years old, respectively. They're still extremely young, but they're making millions of dollars off of YouTube every single year. And when you look at them, they're going in their minds, to me, again, I'm not a millionaire YouTuber, so this is just my perspective. but when you're doing kind of some of these crazy things and when you have a huge fan base, because neither of them started on YouTube. They both came over from Vine, where they were already doing kind of crazy things for attention, those little 6-second clips and whatnot. So I think that for them, they kind of have to keep raising the bar. As far as the video from yesterday is concerned, or from a couple days ago, I don't necessarily, Corey and I had a lengthy conversation about it. I can see both sides of it, and going to play devil's advocate just a smidgen, just a little bit, because I do think that showing that was extremely distasteful. I think that he missed an opportunity to have a real moment with his audience and to have a real conversation about suicide. He said after the fact that he was in shock. And to an extent, I can kind of see how that's probably exactly what happened. You're 22 years old, kind of being you know, goofing off with your friends, not really taking life too seriously. You go into this forest, obviously not weighing out all the ramifications of doing that, and you find a dead body. Like, what would you have done realistically at 22 with the kind of attention that he gets on the internet? He could have just made a video that said, I saw a dead body in the forest today. And people easily could have just dismissed it and been like, this is clickbait. You know, you're just saying whatever you need to say to get views, blah, blah, blah. But I think that that's kind of where his headspace was when he decided to show the body, was to show, you know what, I'm not lying. Like, this is it. I'm not saying I saw a body of water in the forest. I saw a body. Like, this isn't a play on words. This isn't clickbait. This is real. So I think that that's kind of where his head was at. I still don't think it was right. I think he easily could have gone back to his hotel, had some introspection, did some reflection on the events of the day, and recorded a very real vlog, like what he wound up doing with his apology, and just explained to people, like, look, this is what I saw. This is how it affected me. I'm still in shock. I'm still affected. This is really serious. And then that same kind of plea to his fan base that if you're going through something like this, you know, get help, reach out to somebody. Here's a suicide prevention number. You know what I mean? He could have done that and it had the same kind of effect, and it wouldn't have been so polarizing, and it wouldn't have had so many people pissed off. You know, he wouldn't have had to issue so many apologies. But I think that a lot of it just comes down to immaturity. You know, he's 22 years old. He's been in this, he's made a video every single day for like the last 2 years. So I think that just being in that mindset, that social media, everything that happens in my life is important mindset, that's kind of what led him to make such an erroneous error in his judgment. You know what I mean?
You think by people doing vlogging every day, don't you think it's getting frustrating for them that they have to get up every morning at a certain time and they have to do this for years and years and years? I think vlogging every day, it's got to be tough, because I mean, I make videos every day. All right. So I post at least 4 videos almost every week, right? Along with these live streams. So I'm about six days a week on YouTube, right? And it does, I mean, if I had to vlog and I had to make sure this vlog get up every day, that had to be frustrating, because listen, even if I don't want to post a video, I could take a day off. I can say, you know what, I don't want to work today, so I'm not going to do a video. But he's at the point where his fan base is so sucked in on every day we know that Logan Paul is going to make a video. So, I mean, is it getting to the point where you see people like Logan Paul that's making these videos? Have he lost track of time a little bit?
Well, okay, so he definitely in his apology, you know, he said that one of the problems for him is that he is a content creator. So he's saying that as a content creator, he needs to show an exciting life every day. He's been doing 400 videos or 400 videos straight. And so he wanted it to show how real and raw he was. But, you know, unfortunately, the way it was edited and the disrespectful things that he did. And even the people that he was with were laughing too, and they were giggling, you know. But that's the problem. See, he looks at life as a prop. Everything to him is a prop. That body in the forest is not a body. It's a person. And unfortunately, that's not how he looked at him. He looked at him as a prop, and that's what was so saddening. The point where you have to get to your life. And granted, he said he had never seen a dead body before. No, you never seen a dead person before. You know, you've never been, maybe he's never been close to anyone, but it also sounds like no one ever talked to him about this kind of stuff. And you know what? That's probably what his fans are going through right now. A lot of the people that are watching these videos, I'm guilty of it too. You know, I did take 2 weeks off because, like I said before, I didn't give my daughters any Christmas presents because one of them got all D's. Why? Because I'm busy having a full-time job, trying to get Tech Valor to, you know, be a decent company and all of that stuff. And I messed up, you know? So I had to take 2 weeks to focus on them, to focus on my family, to get us on track, to try to find balance.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like for him, he has not had that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have it now because the people that are around him, maybe even if they said no, he would have fired them.
Yeah.
But he unfortunately is the definition of petulance, of a man child. And he has a platform, and he's teaching other people that it's okay to be that way. I'm glad that a lot of other people have talked about it and said no, have criticized him, has said that that's not right. That he put out a decent apology 3 days later after being what it looks like coached, and he had to practice that script over and over again. I mean, and everybody in everyone's life, they always come to a point where they cross the line.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it's being shown publicly now. And that's the problem, because we're not teaching our children that they need to take care of their reputation, not just only their reputation with their peers and at school and a public setting, but they need to take care of their online reputation, because that is now a currency. Attention is currency.
Yeah.
How many followers you have is a currency.
Yeah, you got to have responsibility. And you know what? One of the things that I agree with you 100%. But one of the things that I'm starting to see is people going edgy because it's how YouTube work, right? The more views, the more money you make, right?
It's cool to be savage.
Right. And that's the thing. So here's the point that people is doing right now, the prank videos, right? You start seeing them, people hitting people and running and you know, scaring people and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you see it.
Grocery stores.
Yeah, you know, I mean, jumping in grocery stores and all that stuff like that. I mean, you see these type of videos going all over the place, but they go viral because people want to see it. And people like us that make tech videos, right? We try to educate people about videos, about technology, which is the future, by the way. Technology is the future. Yeah. And people is not, I don't want to see that's too much for me. I can't. But think about this. And now, today, as a present point, can you walk into a job and ask for a paper application? No, you have to go online. That means it's technology. If you want to get something done, what they always tell you, go online and do it. So that's technology. What happens when people get their identity stolen? It's technology. So when we talk about technology, I would think that people would be on board to try to figure out what's the best tech, what's good, what's bad, what about tech that's affected me. But unfortunately, people have a blind eye and a closed mind when it comes down to technology, and that's sad because people rather watch prank videos and, you know, those Logan Paul doing that stuff with bodies and all that stuff like that. They get millions of views. But us, and listen, I'm not knocking. They got all kinds of people that's content creators, people that fix cars, that does gaming and all kinds of different things. I mean, some people does very well. All right. But I'm just saying, you see the trend of the negativity of the prank videos and all these other videos. I'm not knocking it. I mean, it is what it is, but I think they're going edgy. I've started to see a lot of edgy videos.
I think I've noticed that's just been the circle. You know, something happens and then it gets sensationalized. Then someone becomes the golden boy or golden girl, and then they cross the line, and then they get dethroned, and then you just put them.
Did it just happen that didn't a YouTuber just got killed or something last week because some type of, it was all on CNN. Let me see if I can recap this. This guy called the police on another gamer, and the police showed up and
he swatted them.
Swatted them. All right, and so he got killed. And so this other YouTuber that did the SWAT, he's getting charged with crimes. So, I mean, and I've heard this stuff happens all the time. I'm talking about like
it happens a lot on Twitch, right?
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people do on Twitch.
Yeah, I would assume. See, I'm not on Twitch, so I would assume that the swatting and all this stuff like that, this stuff is happening. It's like people saying that this is normal. Well, hell, this is not normal, folks.
Yeah, it's been happening for many years. But I think this is the first time I've ever heard of somebody actually being killed during a big SWAT.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
But the thing is that these type of platforms, because I see some of the comments on here, people are saying, well, what's the line? Or are we now going to start putting more rules on YouTube? Are we going to censor it more? What is it that needs to be done? Well, I think a lot of people first and foremost need to have conversations with their children, because those are the ones that are actually watching his videos and elevating him. And then we need to be honest, because right now, the people who are trending, the people that are popular, the people that are making a lot of money are the ones that are being followed by children, not by adults.
Yeah.
It's been like this ever since it was TV said it was okay, it got the green light to directly market to children. It's always been like this. But now it's being more polarized because we now have technology. And so we're able to see these types of things happen, and it impacts the world because it's on the internet, and it's kind of like the Wild Wild West. Yeah. But I think that is where we need to start with, is first our children, because they are the ones that are governing who are going to be put on the pedestal.
But you know what? I can tell you this much. Parents, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. Parents don't know technology, but the kids do. Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing. Parents don't know technology, but the kids do. So when parents say,
sorry,
go ahead. No. But and the reason why I'm saying this is because what they say, go in the room, Susie and Boo Boo, go in the room, go do your homework. And Susie and Boo Boo got the internet and got a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that why Susie and Boo Boo in the room got the door closed, because their mamas, and send them to the room, tell them, go in the room, go get in the room, go do something with yourself.
Yeah.
And as they go and sit in their room, they got a laptop with internet, and that's it.
That's the thing, though. The internet and technology is just a method. It's the principle that needs to change. It's the conversations that we need to have with our children. It's, trying to find that parent-child balance, the being able to teach your child to have emotional maturity. That's where
how could we get two parents? I mean, that's the point. I mean, look, we talk about it on this YouTube channel. We ladies, y'all go into deep discussions about children and morals and values and stuff like that. But how could we get to that base? Because I say this on this YouTube channel, that if you're living in the neighborhood and you don't know your neighbors, that's a problem. If you don't know who's on this side of the house, you don't know who on that side of the house. You don't know who Susie and Boo Boo that's walking up and down the street, that's living in that house and across the street. That's where the problems come in at, because people don't know their neighbors.
Yeah.
People don't know the neighbors' kids. People don't want to know that. Say they ain't got that, and they hear the kids outside talking about, I'm going to rob this so and so, and they'll say, you know what, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But that's the point. We don't get involved, right? I mean, people say, well, if I get involved, he might come back and get me. So at this point, you're scared. You're scared in your own neighborhood at that point, right? If you don't know your own neighbors, if you don't know the neighbors' kids, if you don't know, and this is what's going on in society. This is what's going on in the hood. This is what's going on in society. This is why, see, what confuses me is when we get old.
But this isn't in the hood, because Logan Paul is not from the hood.
Well, no, he's not from the hood. But I'm just talking in general. Like, how could we get to the parents? I mean, how could we educate the parents? I mean, look, they can sit on and turn on the TV, and you got Judge Judy on all day. You got Judge Mathis all day, and you got all kinds of stuff. And people, I mean, how could we get to people?
Well, I think that first and foremost, it's always about the conversation that we have, because there's some things that I watch that are immature, that are on TV. But I know when I watch something and I tell myself, I'm just watching this slapstick comedy or this immature comedy just so that I could laugh, But I know that in the real world, those are not my morals and value. I'm just suspending my disbelief, and just so that I can get to a point where I want to laugh or something like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's the principle. We need to change our principles, because if a person has a certain type of principle, they're not going to use technology in the gratuitous ways that it's being used right now. But right now, we're just preaching to the choir. So
Yeah.
I think that you have a really good question, though. How is it that we can reach out to the people who need to know this information the most, which are the parents, which is our community? I think.
Yeah, because if you think about it, TV is the same way nowadays. The reality shows and everything else.
Yeah.
People like drama.
Yeah.
That's what people like to watch.
Yeah.
You know what? That's true. That's true, because when you do see like these reality shows, I remember a long time ago. Y'all probably remember this, right? Remember Flavor of Love? That started it all, right?
Oh, God.
I mean, Flavor Flav, right? He up there, old looking guy, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Flavor Flav? Got the clock on, and he up there got all the women, man. I'm like, damn, and people tuned in. And that's what started it. To me, that was the start of the this craziness, right?
But I like the spin-off of Flavor Flav with Queen Latifah, where she actually had all the women come back on the show and had them go through like
Manner school.
Yeah, and it was
Charm school. Yeah.
I really love that one because I got to like understand what they were going through when they decided to go into that show, and it made them more real to me. Like, okay, they were just putting on an act. Yeah. Like one of them actually, like, she was a stripper and she had children, and like her children were her world, and that's what she always talked about. And everyone's like, whatever, like, you're a stripper, like, you don't care. But then she's like, no, like, I'm doing this for my kids. And then when you put yourself out there, and there's more honesty that's being brought up on the screen, people are going to realize that. Like, people can tell if you're being modest.
Yeah.
Or not, And I think maybe that's what we just need. Maybe what he did was exactly what we needed. Because isn't that how we're like, I'm not going to say like there's all this negativity out there in the world, right? But isn't that what we needed to see, so we can, like, I don't know, wake up, like, just finally wake up.
Yeah. He was inching closer to the line the more he did things.
And to be quite honest with you, he knew that forest was there. There was a movie about that forest, and I seen it with the twin sisters, and one of them went into the forest, and then the other one had to go after. So he can't be like, oh, I didn't think like like what that forest is. Like, no, I mean,
well, he said that he knew that it was like a rumored haunted forest, that it was a suicide forest, but they were going in there like to kind of not poke fun at, but to make light of like the haunted aspect of it, like a Blair Witch Project kind of thing. Almost.
They were going to attempt to sleep there.
Hey,
yeah, exactly, like a Blair Witch Project kind of thing. Like, we're gonna go out here. We've heard the rumors.
Right? But Blair Witch was fake, right? Because I thought.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that same concept. The movie was fake. Yeah, but I just mean like the concept of going into a notoriously famous wooded or haunted wooded area to spend the night, to be like, okay, well, is it really haunted? Well, we're out here. We film everything. Let's see how haunted it is. Like, I think from what he said, that was the concept of going in there, and then it took a major turn when they found a dead body, like, immediately. But yeah.
Do you think that it would be beneficial for people to take classes in school, and then even adults, on how it is to film or produce a show? I think that would be very valuable, because I've watched some documentaries on how a reality TV show is not really real. And when I
speak to that personally.
She doesn't know the story. Tell her real quickly.
Oh, sorry. My husband and I were on an episode of the MTV show True Life.
I think I heard of that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do. Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah. There was some different, like, difficult topics on there.
Yeah, we were one of the more lighthearted ones. Okay. I'm addicted to video games, but Yeah, even our little episode was heavily edited, and it brought us to the point when we watch reality TV now, it's impossible to think it's anything even remotely close to real, because I'm like, I can see that there's clearly you said this after the fact, this wasn't said in the moment, that person wasn't there, that's edited to look like they're there. Okay, you're talking to a producer, not a camera. Like, there's so many things that we can see now. Reality TV is like the furthest.
I have a question.
From real.
I have a question about you, because do you have a Twitter account?
I do.
And like, do you sometimes post like deals, like, oh, like there's this something like on sale?
I also do.
I got a Twitter account just so like, because I was following Slick Deals, and I was following you too. Like, I don't as much before, but I'm like, I was like, I was like, she reminds me of someone like familiar.
That's cool.
That is.
Small world. Small world. How awesome is that?
So look, welcome to Wine Wednesday. Like, I want to get to some comments. I mean, we got a lot of comments.
Oh man, there's some really good comments on. People are having a lot of discussions on here.
We get into some comments. So, all right. Let's see. Who want to go to the comments? Now, Ace. Ace was on the show last week, guys, and he put in a lot of comments, and he put in a lot of comments about government restrictions and do we want the government to control everything. And I do understand what he's trying to say here. His last comment said, people are turning into such cowards. Next, we will be forcing easy TV solutions.
Wait, you have to say it again. You kind of moved. You blacked out there for a moment. You got to say it again.
Oh, okay. So Ace says that people are turning into cowards. Next, we will be forcing easy TV solutions, easy computer solutions, and to apologize for the funeral videos that I make. but listen, I agree. See, here's the thing, and we know that YouTube has hired 10,000 people to monitor YouTube. Now, here's the thing. I don't think we need government regulations as much. I mean, I don't know, man. This is such a difficult subject. Of course, some people say YouTube need to monitor YouTube more. Well, don't you think YouTube is monitoring us more because we get demonetized every day?
Oh, that's the algorithm. That's the algorithm. That's not actual people.
So I mean, but that's going to be people that's going to. I mean, so the algorithm is going to get tougher, right? I mean, they're going to start flagging videos for no reason, right? I mean, you might say one little slur, you might say something, right, and all of a sudden your whole video get flagged. So I don't know. I mean, then there's going to take a lot of content creators that really talk about good topics. It might have a few little tic-tac profanity, PG-13 type stuff, right? And those videos might get flagged and terminated versus the big down deep dirty videos that they did. So I don't know as far as regulation. I don't know. I mean, that's such hard because I'm a YouTuber.
Okay.
And so I know sometimes I cross the line. I don't know.
It's us as a community. You know how you said if you live where you live and you don't talk to your neighbors, that's a problem. The YouTube community is like that. Because if you look at what happened with Logan Paul, I don't know why you want to say Paul Logan, to Logan Paul, you know, he was getting some kind of criticism, but he was kind of untouchable, and you know, people just let him keep pushing the line, getting closer to the line. Now he crossed it. Last year, that was PewDiePie with all of the things that he would talk about with Nazi and Hitler jokes and whatnot. And then he crossed the line. And so, but the problem is us. We're a community. We're supposed to be able to have a conversation where, you know, everybody from the YouTube community comes together, actual content creators, and actually have like a think tank and say, hey, you know, what is the morality of the community right now? Granted, we're really big, but it's a big community, but we need to have some type of kind of kumbaya thing going on, because, you know, even these live streams right now where, you know, everybody's talking right now in the comment section, like,
this is how I see it, and this is how I talk to my daughters about it. because this isn't the first conversation that I've had with them about things that they've seen on YouTube. You know, because kids, they do like to cross the line. And it's just like us, like we'll watch something and then we'll just keep watching. And then somehow we end up in this like far end of the internet that we didn't know what existed. So with them, I noticed that it started off with them watching like things about My Little Pony. And somehow they got into Slender Man and they wouldn't go to bed. And I had to tell them, I'm like, you know, like, because we do, you know, they watch YouTube, but they watch it off of mine and my girlfriend's account. So we know what they're watching. And we had to tell them, I'm like, when I was telling them about Logan Paul, I'm like, my reaction to this is not for me to tell you not to keep watching him. My reaction is not going to be, you're not allowed to watch YouTube anymore. Because you're the one that's making the decision for yourself. You, by what you're clicking on, by what you're viewing, you're making yourself, you know, like watch all these grown topics yourself. That's your responsibility, you know. But at the end of the day, I want you to think for yourself, you know. So I'm gonna talk. I'm like, and you know what? They roll their eyes at me. Not both of them. One of them rolls their eyes. Right.
Kids will be kids, right?
I'm like, but all I can tell you is that you can never tell someone, oh, I didn't know. Oh, you know, like no one ever talked to me about it. Like I'm talking to you about it. And I'm talking to you about it from the heart. And I'm talking to you about it because I care about you. Because if I didn't, then, you know, like I wouldn't. And like, that's what we, like, you know, when Mimi said, like, we just have to talk about it because it's never going to get resolved if we just say, oh, just, you know, just take it down. Taking it down was a good first step. Now let's talk about it. Like, you know, hopefully he's going to learn from this. And that's what I tell my kids. I hope the message that you're getting from this is that you're not going to make the same mistake. You're not going to go to another country and act a fool. You're going to research, you know, and that's what's going to make you want to go and explore, right? Not because you want to get in trouble. Like getting in trouble is not cool. I don't know why it is cool. I don't know.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, I think by us discussing it, it brings awareness, and this is what this platform is about. So we bring a lot of awareness, and we're gonna continue to have this dialogue of discussion, right? Because this is what we need in society. We need people to open up their eyes and say, you know what, easy, wow, but y'all talking about some real deep stuff there. I really need to start doing this type of stuff. So that's great, and it's all good. Look, I get all these people comments. Look, let's change subjects a little bit. I want to talk a little tech. Ooh, I love technology, right? Let's get into a little tech. Let's talk about this Apple debacle with the battery. Since I got Cerise here, and she's an Apple person, and she knows all the inside news about Apple. Yeah. So Apple in the iPhone 6, if you go up to iOS 11. And you got a DOA battery, right? You got a dead battery. All of a sudden, you're going to get throttled. But Apple came back and said, you know what? It's okay. It's all good. Just go to Apple Store and for $29.99, you can get a brand new battery. And your phone will perform just like new money. Is that right, Cerise?
That's what they say. That's what they say.
But
I don't know. I think that people just want something to be pissed off about.
Yeah, well, it's Apple. Of course. It's like Walmart.
Of course. That's true. I don't know. I mean, I asked somebody, I'm like, would you rather your phone die like that or, you know, cut off? So it's not just dying. It's just cutting off, can't come back on. Or would you rather maybe open Facebook a couple of seconds slower?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think that what people are most upset about is the lack of transparency when the update was pushed, to let people know that was something that they were planning on doing.
The small disclaimers. I mean, they do be having those little small disclaimers on there, right?
Absolutely no one.
It's so funny. Would somebody in the background say something?
Yeah, was there a disclaimer?
I don't think so, but even if there was, who would have read it?
Right. Do
Right.
anybody read disclaimers? Do anybody read? But I'm gonna tell you why we don't read disclaimers. I just posted a video 2 days ago about the Galaxy devices, right? I don't know if y'all watched watched that video. If you didn't watch the video, shame on you. I dropped the video, and all along, Samsung, I've been dogging Samsung devices out for years about 1080p 60 frames per second, right? About the slow focusing. I've been talking about it, I've been slamming them, but come to find out, it's a disclaimer. We don't never read them. Matter of fact, it's a disclaimer. It's a disclaimer in the camera app, and I never do that. I never read it. I never even looked at it, right? And it's a disclaimer in the app, right there. I'll just kind of show you guys this. And if you didn't watch the video, please go watch the video. But I could talk about it a little bit here. It's a disclaimer in the app saying that right here that the following things will be unavailable while recording in UHD, QHD, and FHD at 60 frames per second. You cannot get HDR. Your video effects would not work, and tracking autofocus. That means you cannot get autofocus, right?
Autofocus, yeah.
It is. It's right there. So that means if you record in VGA, HD, and full HD, right, which is 30 frames per second, you can get autofocus. But once you go up that ladder, you lose focusing. So I've been dogging Samsung devices out for about 3 years. And I got the Galaxy S6. Galaxy S7, Galaxy S8, Galaxy Note 8, and all of it says the same thing in the camera app. So the big question is, how could HTC do it right? How could the Pixel do it right? How could Apple do it right? How could all these OEMs could do 1080p 60 frames per second with focusing, and why can't Samsung do it right? They got the 835 processor. What is the deal? What is that? Why is Samsung that everybody praise the camera? Oh, the camera. And all of a sudden,
priority is, so we have to beat them over the head so that they could make it a priority.
I mean, everybody.
That's the way Samsung is, and I don't like it one bit because I've actually cursed out Samsung a few times.
Yeah, Samsung.
Point blank period. I get mad because what I don't like is when they come out with a feature, but it's half baked. It's like, if you're going to do it all the way. And when you see other companies do it and then they do it all the way, that's where we get upset. And we're like, well, why haven't you been able to do it? It's been what, 3 years, right? 3? You said 3 years.
Yeah. It's just matter of fact, I don't have a Galaxy S4. So I wouldn't know if the Galaxy S4 has the same disclaimers. I know. Here's the phones: Galaxy S6, Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, Galaxy Note 5, Galaxy S7, Galaxy S7 Edge, Galaxy S8, Galaxy S8 Plus, Galaxy Note 8, all have the disclaimers in the camera app. So at this point, when I'm making camera reviews, and when I'm hearing everybody telling me, I'm hearing that all the YouTubers out there saying that the cameras are great. Here's the problem. The cameras are good if you're doing still footage, recording at 30 frames per second. It's perfect, but it's incomplete. That's why I don't give it a pass, because it's incomplete. I can't, by Samsung putting a disclaimer in there, maybe now they say, well, easy, you tripping, because it's a disclaimer in there now. So you can't just say the cameras are dog meat, because it's a disclaimer in there saying that you're not going to get autofocus. That's
the point, though. The point is, I'm doing a camera review, and it says 60 frames per second, and I'm trying to focus on something and then go to focus on something else, but I have to tap the screen constantly in order to make it work. It sucks, and that's why you need to do better. That's exactly what you're saying.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, all right, so if you want to get an object focus, you have to tap the focus at 60 frames per second. Okay, you have to tap it.
Yeah.
And that's what I found. Believe it or not, the phone will focus, but it takes a lot longer to focus.
Yeah, I don't even record in 60 frames per second because I get so mad.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the high frame rates. And so somebody put in the comments, Apple put a disclaimer in too. Yes, they do. And if you go to the and I got my iPhone 10, and so yes, they actually Apple does. If you go to their camera app, they also put a disclaimer in, but their disclaimer is totally different. And let me go to their camera app right here. Let me turn on the see. All right, so their camera app says this, right? And this is basically saying about how much storage if you use the 720p, 1080p, 1080p 60 frames per second, 4K at 24 frames per second, and 4K 30 and 4K 60. So Apple does have a disclaimer in there. They just tells you how much memory is being used, but they don't tell you about no autofocus and all that stuff. I mean, so they don't give you, but at least they put disclaimers in there. If you got if you're running out of space on your phone, you know why, because you're using 4K and it's taking up a lot of meg. So I think I got shell shocked because for the last couple of years, I've been begging Samsung for an update, but the update never is not going to come because it's a disclaimer in there. It's nothing. They're telling you right there.
But
that you won't get autofocus.
Disclaimer. You didn't say, give me a disclaimer. Why doesn't this work? You said make it work.
Yeah, I mean, it should work though, right? I mean, everybody else works. I mean, Scrumptious, do your Mate 10 at 1080p 60 frames per second, do you got slow focusing issue?
No.
Okay. What what other phone you have? The
yeah, I was going to look at this because I don't know.
But what I'm saying is that I've been wondering why. Samsung never fixed it.
It's funny because with Samsung, we're saying, hey, this feature doesn't work all the way. Can you make it work all the way? And their response is, well, we have a disclaimer. And then with Apple, it's different. It's, hey, we put in this feature. Everybody's like, hey, but we asked for a disclaimer.
Yeah, well, I mean, but wait, here's the thing. Now, when you do update your iPhone, they do have a lot of words that, I mean, we don't ever read. Maybe it's a possibility, but obviously Apple did put a disclaimer in there. But I'm quite sure that Apple will put a disclaimer in there next time. Yeah, you know, because Samsung that came out and said, well, we don't throttle our phones. I mean, but we hear reports that the Galaxy Note 8, if you go all the way down to 0 on your Galaxy Note 8, it will not turn back on. So
that's what Gary's been posting about for the past 5 minutes.
We've been hearing that. We've been hearing about the Galaxy Note 8. If you go all the way down to 0, it's cancel Christmas on that.
Yeah. I have a problem with my Note 8 where I got the burn-in image on it.
Oh, ouch. Ooh.
I posted an article about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I posted an article about that earlier.
And wasn't I just talking about this a month ago? About how, you know, hey, Samsung never get no burn-in. No,
yeah,
I got it. But you know, I think it's also the way that I use my technology because I'm a power user. And so the way that I watch my YouTube videos, I like to watch them up and down. Other people like to watch it like this. I like to watch it up and down because I'm one of those people that actually likes videos. So if I watch a video and I like it, I flip my phone over and then I hit like. So but instead of having to turn my phone over every time, I just, because of the I know people say that they don't like the 18:9 ratio, but I love the 18:9 ratio because when I use the YouTube app, then it's so long that I could actually see comments and stuff. And I can like and everything, I can watch it. So I have a burn image of the YouTube app where it's like the words that all of that stuff. So,
that's not funny, but that's funny.
Yeah, because it just goes to show. And I'm a weirdo that actually has it full bright, not just full bright. I add the extra 10% of brightness on my phone. Because I like to not wear my glasses as much as possible. That's why I got a 75-inch TV. Because I like to not use my glasses, and so it's bright, and I love the colors, and now I gotta burn it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Oh, now look, complicated.
So, Kimmy, do you have any disclaimers in your camera app?
No, I don't. Not in my my MeMax. But I was going back to the article I posted earlier. They did a test between the S7, the Galaxy S7, the iPhone X10, whatever you want to call it, and the Note 8. And the Note 8 did the absolute worst.
On the
screen
burn-in
burn.
image?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I posted in the chat.
I have mine on not just full bright, but 10 extra% full brightness.
Ooh.
So that's why I have that burn-in. And so this is what I've been doing. I downloaded so many apps that say that fix the burn-in, and it has not worked. I'm telling you, I downloaded every app, and it hasn't worked. But because I've had the phone for less than a year, I can just contact Samsung, and then I just have to get a new phone because it's under manufacturer warranty.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, I think
it is big. Somebody asked me, was my tablet big? That's the iPad Pro 12.9. So it's a big.
I got one. Trust me, that thing is huge. You know, I treat my iPad Pro, the 13-inch, like a laptop. I mean, once you put the keyboard on it, I mean, you know. I see you got what you got on the back of that?
Snoopy.
Snoopy. And then you got Cam on the back of that. Now y'all know y'all ain't going nowhere.
Look, we had this discussion before the stream started. Look,
shout out to the Carolina.
I know we're gonna go at it. We're gonna go at it Sunday.
Oh yeah, because guess what? The Saints of Carolina is playing, and boy, Cam better bring he better not bring that dress, because he gonna leave he gonna leave butt naked, because we gonna take him to the house.
May the best team win.
Drew Brees gonna put up about 50 points on him.
You know better than that with our defense.
Oh, that cackle, not the cackle.
I know, right? He keying over there.
For real though.
Yeah, I love, I don't know anything about sports, but I just know that when I go watch a sports, I just figure out whose favorite sports team, and then I just root for that one, and that's it.
So, but get back into this tech stuff. At the end of the day, I think in 2018, right, this year, right, I think at the CES, I believe, and let me ask y'all opinion, I believe that the mid-tiers is going to dominate this year, because the flagship's going to be too high. Now, I know in the United States, people can go to AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile with about $300 and upgrade, but as far as people that's buying phones straight up, right, I think the mid-tier is going to be sweet. The $300 mid-tiers, because they all going to have good processors. They all going to come with 4 gigs around. They all going to come with good, beautiful designs, good cameras, and everything else. I think the mid-tier is going to take over. Look at the Honor 7X, $200. $200 with 18:9 aspect ratio, beautiful design, good, decent cameras. I think the mid-tier is going to take over 2018. What y'all thoughts?
I agree. But, I'm into imports right now. So, yeah, I don't like spending a lot of money for my phone. I buy it flat out. Well, me and Sharice do that, right?
Yeah, I buy mine flat out, but I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
I know you an iPhone.
Yeah. On the other end, I don't mind spending the money.
But Apple going to come out with a pen this year.
That sounds terrible. I hate that. I have the iPad Pro and I have the Apple Pencil. I can count on one hand how many times I've used that thing in the last couple of years since I had it. And that's a gigantic device that's more, I think, appropriate for a pen or pencil to actually write or scribble or doodle or whatever have you. I've had other devices that had the pens. I'm not a fan. That's not It's not my thing. So if as long as it's a second, peripheral, as long as it's not included in the box, and we know Apple, that thing won't be in the box, no matter what device it has.
Right.
They're not getting my money.
You know how Apple roll, right? Apple gonna say, this is the iPhone 11, but the pin is sold separately.
Oh no, they're gonna show a pretty picture with the phone and 17 accessories with it, and everything is sold separately.
If you can't tuck it away in your phone, you're never gonna. There's no point then.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That's what I said about the pencil, the Apple Pencil with the iPad Pro. And I think that if they couldn't figure out a place to put that thing with this, I don't know where they're going to put it.
Put it where they took out the headphone jack.
The iPad still has it. iPad still has it. So
no, I'm saying
I don't know. I don't on the phone. I don't like it.
Remember back then when people used to have those antennas that they could shrink like.
I do. So oh gosh.
Replace it in there, and then when you need to use the pen, you take it out. And you go, and you go.
Well, first of all, the biggest problem with possibly putting a pencil support on the iPhone this small, it's just too small. That's just the point. I mean, you can't do it on this little thing. They got to come out with a bigger phone, right? I mean, look at that for Christ's sakes, right? I mean, come on now. I mean, you look at that for Christ's sake. You got to be kidding me. I mean, this is iPhone 10. I mean, look at that. So, I mean, this is more manageable. And yes, I do know it got a big forehead and chin. But at the end of the day, it's a little gripability there, right?
Yeah.
A little gripability there. So, I am a fan of 16:9 aspect ratio. I've been saying it on the YouTube channel for a long time, right? I love 16:9 aspect ratio. I am not a fan of this 18:9 because you lose your real estate. I made a video about that, by the way. But you lose real estate. People are like, that's the wave of the future. Easy. Well, whose future? So the OEM did bucket us up, right? Now everything got to come 18:9 aspect ratio. Everything, because that's what the OEMs have suckered us. Now we losing real estate. We losing real estate because of the 5.5 inch going to 18:9 aspect ratio. This is supposed to be a 5.8 inch screen. How? Look at that. That's 5.5. Give me a break here, right? So I think with the 18:9 aspect ratio, we losing. It sucks, right, Kimmy?
Yeah, I don't own an 18:9 phone. Like all of mine are 16. Yeah, I can't do it.
I mean, the
Mate 10. I like fat phones.
The Mate 10 is going to have 16:9 aspect ratio when it comes to the US, right?
Well, I mean,
the Mate 10 Pro is the one that's coming to the US as far as I've heard. Now, if the regular Mate 10 comes, then it will, but
yeah.
But it's Verizon and AT&T, right?
Yeah, we heard AT&T and Verizon. But you know how T-Mobile roll, right? Just buy from them and just bring it to our network. That's how T-Mobile roll. Just bring it to our network. We'll take it.
Nah, the way with the 18:9 ratio, the 18:9, I like it because it teaches you how to reach. And I have small hands, so I have to get creative. You reach so it'll make your fingers longer, and then you'll also get finger stretch marks.
Yeah, so you got to stretch the fingers. You got to do stretch exercise and stretch. That's why I started this series of tech and health, right? See, I'm gonna do some videos with stretching the fingers, the thumb.
Oh, shout out to Mr. Catwoman. He's in the chat room. Hi,
Mr. Catwoman. What's up? Mr. Catwoman is in the building. What's up?
I got my copycat and my Mr. Catwoman. The whole family.
Got the whole family in the building. That's what I'm talking about. And we also got Corey in the building, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes, right. We got Corey in the building. So we got all the guys doing their supporting in the building. That's what I'm talking about.
Awesome.
That's what they're supposed to do.
That's what they're supposed to do. Then on Saturdays when the guys come through, then the ladies also support the guys, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Now this came up in the conversation, and I talked about this, and I put this out there. And Catwoman, you could chime in. On Saturdays, it's not just a guy show; it's all tech show. And somebody raised a question about adding females to the tech show on Saturdays. What y'all thoughts about that?
Segregation. There has to be segregation.
Yeah.
No. Yes. It's okay. I'm women. You agree with? I mean, your Saturday, I noticed that your wine Wednesdays are more just about like just stuff, right? You just talk about stuff, right? And we talk about some tech too, but we mostly dabble in other stuff too. But your Saturday nights are very like tech.
Straight up tech.
Yeah, straight up tech on Saturdays.
So yeah, there's space for women because women are very tech focused.
That's what I'm
I
talking
will say
about.
this about the Wine Wednesdays. I don't know. It's just I haven't seen enough episodes, but I'm kind of glad that all of it is in like, here's my glittery this and my all my shopping apps, and like you're all
That's
real women
funny.
talking about how technology actually affects real women day to day, not
Yeah.
some like, I don't know. I mean, it's good to have glitter, I guess, in your life, but
You got bubbles.
yeah, there you go.
And you got some really beautiful accessories.
But
too.
it's not, like it's not stereotypical, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
You know, Emily talked about that last week about after Christmas, all the videos, all the female videos about this is what I got for Christmas. This is what I got for Christmas. This is the unboxing. So Emily was talking about that last week. She was like, I'm so tired of seeing videos like that. Who cares what you got for Christmas?
Or of people wearing on like a ski mask, saying that they're looking on Facebook, seeing what they got, so they could go hit up and rob all those houses.
That's funny.
I would like to see somebody try to run away with my 75-inch. They'll probably break it. They'll look at that, they'll be like, nah, we're not going for that.
Nah, we're good.
So here's the thing. I talked about mid-tier phones that's taking over, in my opinion, that's going to take over 2018, right? Because you're going to have three categories.
Yeah.
You're going to have flagships, the high-end flagship that they're going to tell you. You're going to have 18:9 aspect ratio. You're going to have either all glass or all metal. And they're going to give you supposed to be the best cameras on the planet. That's subjective, right? And they're going to give you the 845. I'm going to give you the 845 with 20 gigs of RAM. So these are going to be the flagship. The mid-tier is going to say, you know what? Screw you. We're going to give you a good processor, good price, 4 gigs of RAM, good clean software, and everything in between, and pretty decent cameras. Everything coming with 2 lenses. So you're going to see devices with 2 cameras on it, right? So, and they're going to give you 18:9 aspect ratio. So at this point, when you know that an Android Oreo is going to be pretty good optimized, everything going to be pretty good. That's why I projected that the mid tiers is going to be good. And now you got the lower end phones. The lower end phones going to probably be rocking the 600 series processors with 3 or 4 gigs of RAM, Android Oreo on board. And they're going to be the mid $250 to $300. I think we're going to be good this year. Now, a lot of people like the S9 and all these, the G7s and stuff, they're going to be upper tiers, a Pixel 4, a Pixel 3, or whatever. I mean, the Pixels they got out, they're going to have, these going to be the $1,000 phones. We're going to just have $1,000 phones, and everything else going to be in between. Because everything going to be $1,000. Oh, I'm sorry, $949. That's not including tax. So, you know how the people always say, easy, why you always saying $1,000? The phone costs $949. I don't know where you from, but I pay tax.
So
Maybe they're from Delaware.
I'm gonna debunk your theory.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why. Especially in the United States, they're so bougie. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody wants and you could just put it on a payment plan.
Yeah.
And people are just fine with that. So,
Yeah.
And also when you go to the store to buy a phone, they're not pushing those mid tiers. They're pushing them flagships.
Of course.
There's a lot of things that gets in the way of a regular consumer getting a mid tier. It's the advertising, the people in the store. Most of the times, the people that get mid-tier phones is because they go in there with their techie friends and the techie friends say, yeah, that's a year old. That's good. You could just get it. You'll be all right. You don't really do that much.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed.
You're right. And you're right. Think about this, right? The LGG6 in 2018, if you buy LGG6, it's going to be free. And they might give you a rebate check and a box of cookies with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy a Galaxy S8, it's going to probably be half price.
Uh-huh.
If you buy a V30, hopefully, I don't know, the V30 is still pretty expensive. iPhones, you can forget about it. And you know, so you're going to see a lot of phones, and I don't know if I missed anything, but the Note 8, the who?
The status. You're forgetting about the status.
Oh.
The stylus.
Status.
The status.
Status.
The status, right? I mean, think about it. I know, but let me ask you a question. If I got a case on this phone, what is this? What is this? Is this an iPhone 7, 6, 7, 8? What is this?
I don't know, but I'm gonna ask you, and then you're gonna tell me what it is, and then I'm gonna
lie to you. I'm gonna say it's a 7.
I got the
I'm gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you this is an 8. I mean, even though I ain't got the cameras,
That's
but I'm
not
just
8.
saying I know it's not 8. But I'm just saying, if I
We know it's not 8.
If I got a case on it, right? So if I got this phone, if this phone is pretty, what's wrong with
Yes, it is.
What is that?
But it's pretty. Look at that fingerprint scanner, dual cameras, pretty phone. What is that? Right? This is the Honor 6X. You could get this. You could get this phone for about $100.
That phone looks too strong.
It kind of favors this one, right?
And this phone is good. Yeah. What is that?
It favors this. This is my Huawei, but it has a case on it.
That's what I'm saying. So once you put a case on the phone, who knows I think it's a little spooky if somebody come to you and say, what kind of phone is that? Now people see this phone and they know that's an iPhone 10.
Yeah.
You know, people know it because of the camera.
Yeah.
But if you holding this up and you got a case on it, nobody don't know. You know, I mean, you could get an iPhone 6 for about $150 right now, right?
I get stopped all the time about my Note 8. Because especially at work, we'll have like functions, and then people are like, "Oh, who's gonna take a picture of this event?" And I'm like, "Me!" And then I take a picture, and then people are like, "Oh wow, I look so good. What phone is that?" And I'm like, "It's an 8." People are like, "Oh word, how much was it?" I'm like, "It's $1,000." They're like, "I ain't getting that."
Right. You walk into the restaurant and say, I got my $1,000 phone. Impressed. Right? I mean, come on, man. I mean, I understand status. And don't get me wrong, the millennials and the kids, they are insane when it comes down to iPhones.
They take the market.
Oh, they dictate them. I'm gonna tell you the reason why Apple. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The reason why Apple is such a status symbol is because of the millennials. If you walk into a high school today, what you gonna see? iPhones everywhere. iPhones everywhere. And they're not rocking no iPhone 6s, by the way, in 2018. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They rocking 8s and 10s. That's it. You don't see nothing else out there. You ain't see no SEs. You ain't see no small phones. No, you looking at iPhone 8s and iPhone 10s in the high schools. They ain't rocking nothing else. Hey, that's how they roll.
What do they rock at?
Albert wants to know if you're gonna get an essential phone 2 this year.
Is it really gonna be an essential phone? I mean, I thought they might be close.
That's what he's asking. That's what he's asking. Do you think you'll see one?
Honestly, I think parents, they just hear the buzzwords and they just go with it. They're like, I don't understand, but it's what they don't want to research. You know? They just say, okay, what you want? Okay, I get you that. You know?
Yeah, especially when it comes to Christmas and stuff. That's one of the good things about Apple, because they come out in November, and so they get all of like the latest stuff for their kids. And you know, the kids are like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. You know, get it.
The iPhone, yep.
Give it to me. If you give it to me, I'll
go with the iPhone. Wow.
I'll spend the year with a toothbrush.
You know what? Kids always do good around Christmas, especially when the new iPhone come out. You know that they do good. The grades go up. The dishes get done. The rooms get clean. Everything around iPhone season, right? Because they hint at, ooh, daddy, You know that new iPhone coming out? Ooh, I heard it got an emoji.
They're like, what is that? Is that a new game?
I heard it got an emoji.
Like, please, Daddy, I want to turn into a cat, please.
Hey, I mean, come on, let's be honest, right? I mean, you're not buying for Christmas time. I mean, when the millennial asks for a phone, right? You're not getting no Huawei phone, right? I mean, you're not getting them a Note 8. No, I mean, you're not getting them nothing but an iPhone. Come on, let's be real here, right? And for everybody that got teenage kids in the building, right? Let's be real. For Christmas time, could you imagine letting your kid open up their Christmas present and they just pop out?
They're like, what's that? What is this?
Like, what is this?
It's a knockoff iPhone.
That's a knockoff? Come on, let's be real.
They'd be like, good joke, Dad. Where's my phone?
The thing about it too is just that the iPhone is just so simplistic, you know? It's just,
Yeah.
you know, they have a few features, but it's the same phone, the same iOS, you know. And
You talk to a lot of executives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a system admin. So she deals with a lot of executives and stuff like that. What kinds of phones do these executives have?
Oh, when the iPhone comes out, I mean, we have different levels of executives, you know. I mean, more the top ones. When the iPhone comes out, they
just get the latest one?
Yep. And then they go, can you help me sync it with my car? Or hey, you know, how do I, you know, and I'm just like, okay, there you go. But this is actually me. Oh my God, let me Google this.
Google.
You know, because I don't have, I'm an Android girl. Not that I'm against Apple or anything. It's just, for me, I just find it easier because it's just something that I just.
Well, for IT people, iPhones are easy to take care of because you can go in there for IT people and I mean in the computer field too. When for IT people, you could go in there, you could do a lot of things on the iPhone, like, you know, take away the app store. You could create your own app store and you can only download certain apps. You could get VPN, which is great on the iPhone, right? So when you're on VPN and you know, it's us all. Listen, it's one of those things for IT people. iPhones is great because you could do so much. You could put so many restrictions on the iPhone.
Yeah.
That it's good for IP because when I worked for AT&T a long time ago, when I got my iPhone, I was like, yeah, I got an iPhone. Like, damn, ain't no apps on here. There's no apps. Even VPN, and you can't even go to the app store. You can't do anything. You did VPN, and you had about 2 apps on there, and that's it.
Yeah.
And everything else was restricted. Everything was restricted.
Yeah. But you know, you can do that with Android too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you could do it with Android too.
But the problem with Android is that every company, every model has a different type of software. And so that's why it's a pain in the ass for IT people, because even though it's Android, the Android has a skin of Samsung, or it has the skin of the Google Pixel, or it has the skin of this, or it has the skin of that. So that's why it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. It also
I think there's a few more reasons that enterprise level clients or customers use iPhones. Again, I'm way more well-versed in the iPhone world than the Android world. So of course, as Android users like to do, you can correct me if I'm wrong and let me know that Android does have certain things. But I know specifically, just like Apple has Apple Care for the average consumer, they also have excellent enterprise level support. So if your business is having trouble or needs to set up something, they can contact Apple for support the same way with schools. You know, Apple has an excellent education program as well, where if there's something going on, you can call them and get help. There's a consistent experience on iOS devices that isn't quite there on certain other ones. Like you said, depending on which Android device you have, it could be running, you know, the latest software. It could be 2 different types of, you know, 2 software updates behind. So that can get really, really difficult for customers. And then, not to play that card, but iOS devices also tend to be free of some of the malware and those types of things that Android devices can get. Just speaking from things I've seen. Again, I don't use Androids very often, so don't shoot me. Just saying, as someone who has consistently used iPhones, jailbroken them, downloaded just about every app in the App Store, you don't want to know how many apps are on my phone, and I don't have those kinds of issues. So I think that just from the same way that you talk about, you know, the average consumer isn't going to go buy an Honor, isn't going to go buy a Huawei. They're going to buy something that they've heard of. I think it's the same kind of way with enterprise level customers getting iPhones because they quote unquote just work. And I'm sure that someone's going to troll me and make a comment about a battery. I just set myself up for it. But just
I agree with you because here's the thing. I can tell you this much, that when I wanted to put iPads in my businesses, right? And I contact the Apple support, business support. Oh my God, them people called me like instantly. I mean, they sat on the phone with me and they coached me, even though I knew what I was doing. It was just, I just wanted to get that experience. And I mean, the Apple people was on it. I mean, I kid you not. Every time I bring my MacBook Pro or MacBook to Apple Store, I go to the Genius Bar and I set up an appointment and I go there. They take it and I go back the next day and it works. So, I mean, you're talking about, listen, the level of customer service, man, you pay for it. Don't get me wrong. Listen, every time I have a problem with an iPhone, when my daughter had an iPhone, had issues with it, we set up an appointment, we go to the Apple Store, and oh my God, they swap it out just like that. No problem, right? Or, you know, they'll take it, and I had a problem with the iPhone. They took it, and they had to replace the battery in it. And I came back the next day, it was fixed. I mean, this is extraordinary when it comes down to customer service, especially in the enterprise market, when they come down to business. And when they come down to IT professionals, they prefer to work with iPhones versus anything in the Android space. I mean, you could ask a lot of IT people. They might have Android phones at their personal phones, but in the IT business, it's always iOS because it's the restrictions and the getting inside the OS and stuff like that. As an IT person, it's so simpler to do restrictions versus Android. You know, what you go get a Huawei phone? You got to think about it for businesses, for a corporation. Right, what you gonna buy a corporation, right? I mean, I need 10,000 of what? I need 10,000 of Galaxy S8s, Galaxy Note 8s. Can I get Samsung Business to take care of me if I have issues? Can I go into a local store? I mean, because I mean, just be honest, the kiosks that's in the Best Buy is a joke, right? I mean, they're just trying to sell your product. I'm just saying, listen, I love Android. But I'm just being real here, right? When they come down to enterprise and IT support, I mean, it don't even come close. I mean, Apple iOS is a device of choice. Whether or not it's going to be an older iOS device or a newer iOS device. Because I worked in the enterprise market, and that's all they do is buy iOS devices. I mean, they swap them out and stuff like that. I mean, it's purely iOS. Every enterprise market I've been worked in, it's all iOS. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I lived in a bubble, but and I love Android. And I use Android and iOS. So
it also depends on the MDM that your company decides to buy, the mobile device management. So we were using Good for enterprise because we decided to do a hybrid model of bring your own device, or if you don't feel comfortable having, you know, your work email or anything work related on your phone, because we were getting, you know, a good half and half feedback. People did want to carry a second device, other people didn't. So we just went, okay, now you're just going to have two options. If you wanted to go down the route of bring your own device model, then we installed Good for Enterprise, which is just an app that you download on your phone, and we control that app. And in that app, we set, you know, if there's inactivity for 2 minutes, it automatically locks itself instead of locking your entire device. Because, you know, we don't care about what's on your device. We care about the data that we're going to put in your device.
Yeah.
And, you know, from that device, from that app on there, you know, you can view your email, browse any internal company. But if, you know, you decided to no longer be with us or you get terminated, then we would do a remote wipe to that app.
Yeah.
Not have to compromise with your phone.
And does it work with both iOS and Android?
Yep, it works with both. So that's why we went with that.
And
one.
I mean, I think in the IT, in the corporate business, it's all about security. To see, that's the point when you're doing the bring your own devices and stuff like that. You got to think about the levels of security, especially if you're dealing with, like, this, say, if you're in the hospital departments, or you're dealing with social security numbers, or if you're dealing with high-end IT stuff. Listen, you're not going to have a situation where you're having somebody bring their own devices. At that point, you issue them a company device that's IT, then did restrictions on that device with VPN, and that's the only way you can see like records and stuff like that is going through VPN. So I think with iOS, it's so simple. I promise you, in IT and VPN, iOS is the support. You get so much support for iOS because I'm in the IT field, and I'm telling you, when it comes down to that, it's definitely the best of choice. Now, a lot of people might argue me, but Samsung got Knox and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, if you talk about enterprise basically lean towards iOS versus
that was the second option. The second option is, okay, you're going to get a separate device, then it's going to be an iPhone, not a whatever was the Droid, the Motorola. Oh, that was the Motorola Droid. You'll get in the iPhone.
The end.
You can't get into the App Store because, you know, we control the username and password and everything on there. You can't FaceTime. You can't text message.
Oh yeah, nope, you can't do none of that.
Yeah,
that's it.
But now we actually, our corporate company, they're basically like taking more and more control of the IT world, and we're not using Good for Enterprise anymore because we have Office 365.
Okay.
So people they go on with their phones, on whatever phone they have, to bring their own device, and they just download any Microsoft apps on there, and if they get terminated or they decide to leave the company, it's all on the account, so they just delete the account.
And that's the crazy thing about it. I mean, Microsoft does have a great opportunity. I mean, they have Word, PowerPoint, Excel. I mean, in the IT division, I mean, what do we use? Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. I mean, I know on the iOS side, you got with its papers and notes and whatever what is it called on the iOS side? It's called papers and notes and Cerise. What word is called on the iOS
Pages.
side? Pages, all right. Pages,
numbers, and Keynote.
All right, pages, number, Keynote. Nobody don't use that. I mean, everybody uses.
I do. Well, because you can still export as a Word document, and it came free. I don't have to pay a monthly subscription to use anything. It still syncs with my iCloud. I can do it from my computer, my phone, my iPad, and have a consistent experience.
I got problems with my iCloud. I keep getting this message every time I open up my. Let me show you this message I get. I'm gonna show you this message I keep getting every time I open up my Photos app. Damn it! Every time I open up my Photos app, I got my iCloud is full.
You're full.
But I got to pay
for some more.
I got to pay $20 a month for iCloud.
You don't have to use it. That's your choice.
If I keep popping up,
it's the same thing with Google. My Dropbox keeps popping up and telling me that it's full, and I can pay to upgrade it. I don't have to use Dropbox any more than you have to use iCloud.
But iPhone will be telling you this, but like that, your device is full. Like, God, dog it.
It's not telling you your device is full. It's telling you your iCloud is full, which is a common misperception.
All right, so I had to go back in my iCloud, and I had to delete all of. Oh man, it saved all your text messages, all your emails. I mean, God, I don't need all that. I got like 2 gigs worth of text messages and email. All these emojis getting going up to iCloud, right? Because I do emoji all day, right? So I'm on there like blah, 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 doing all kinds of stuff, and all of a sudden that get uploaded to the cloud. So I had to go back and fix all that.
Yeah, I have the same thing with my Samsung account. I get 15 gigs, and it keeps telling me that mine is full. I mean, it doesn't tell me that I can pay for more. It's just telling me that I'm an excessive person, but whatever. I have text messages going back to 4 years.
Wait, Corey said Easy need to be giving us a super chat for all the free tech support. Oh,
Yeah, I know in your live stream last time. On New Year's Eve,
That's funny.
somebody with their Microsoft. Oh, really? Yeah, you could get the disc and
yeah. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I was for my New Year's for my New Year's stream. I don't know if y'all watch it. It was such a long stream, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, like 7 hours, 6 hours. I don't know. And I had somebody ask Microsoft questions. So we was going like an hour. Me just giving out information about how to fix your computer and how to hit F5 and reset it and stuff like that. So I was going back and forth. And you know what? To this day, that individual actually still communicate with me. Actually called me. I talked to him a few times. And little kid actually it got his own YouTube channel and stuff like that. So that's a long story, but I made a true friend with this individual, and I gave a lot of advice. See, look, a lot of people say you give out so much free advice. I got videos about this already. That's why I be telling people I got all these videos about how to factory reset your computer, how to do it in safe mode, how to do it without a disk, how to do it, during command prompt. You can reset your computer doing command prompt. I mean, I got videos about that. So, people always ask these questions about that type of stuff. Should somebody go ask these, Miss Tech Valley, you want to answer these questions as I go to the men's room?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I mean, nobody really had questions. They just had comments.
I don't know why that looks funny. I'm sorry.
I know. Yeah, Gary's like, keynotes, what up? And whatever sounds like girls at a club, Diamond. And then Cherie said, "You seen a dancer named Kino?"
I'm just saying. She would get my money off the name alone.
That's actually a really smart name because isn't that what Apple calls their?
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it the keynotes, right? I can see Pages every time she come out, she has to correct people. Introducing Pages. Get it right.
Yeah, listen.
All right, so let's get into the comments in here. Let me go all the way to the top just because, yeah. Okay. So this is when we were talking about the kids wanting to get the phone. Albert said, "Spoiled," with a T. "Spoiled brats need to work for their $1,000 phone point blank." I agree, 100%. And then Tutorial Leak said, "If I had kids, I'd give them a flip phone. Not negotiable." I like those. Those are good distractions. How are you gonna do them like that? It just
our kids are a reflection of us. They ain't about to be out in public like that.
Yeah. They'll make a lot of money.
That's funny.
Sorry. Yeah. Or it reminds me of that dance. I don't know. Have you guys seen that dance where the guys go like, what is that called? I don't even know what's the name of the dance, but they get all the way down to the floor with their arms going like this. They're like, and then they get down.
Yes. I needed the extra level of them dropping down. I've seen it.
That's what they're gonna do when they see that flip phone. They go, flip out of here. Flip on it.
But we go get flip phones this year, right?
Please don't do that.
Well, if the Samsung comes out with their phone,
Butterfly?
Their butterfly phone, that'll be
We get another butterfly?
Technically. I mean, I can't picture myself putting it in my ear. I would definitely have to use my Bluetooth with it. And we'll see if they'll...
Wait, you'd have to flip it open?
No.
Oh.
No, you flip it closed
to
use it. But then if you're using it and then you want to turn it into a... if you want to make the phone bigger, you can by flipping it open. And it's almost like a tablet. It's supposed to be almost like a tablet-like display.
Does it detach?
It does not detach. No, but it's supposed to be made out of some type of technology that it's not glass, so it won't ever crack. And so it'll be more durable, supposedly. we should have them on these phones right now. I know.
Yeah, I call BS on that because I promise you, you drop it, it's gonna break somehow,
Yep.
some way.
Yeah. Glass on glass on glass.
But you know what? Here's the thing. The Motorola Z2 Force got the indestructible glass, right? But it's scratched like hell. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have a scratch display versus an indestructible display. I mean, I don't know. What do you want at this point? Because I mean, the ZTE Exxon M doesn't work. I mean, because you close the phone, you got glass on the back, glass on the front, which a lot of phones got it. But it's a
And
display.
that big gap in the middle.
Yeah, but it's a display though. That's the thing. You got to get what you shining up there. That's your phone.
My phone. Yeah, I got a thing about fingerprints and all that crap. Yeah. Pay me no attention.
Wipe away the evidence.
See, that's why I normally use the matte screen protectors. Corey hates it because it takes away some of the shine of the screen and some of the brilliance and how pretty it can look. But I love me a matte screen protector.
This is tempered glass. I love it.
Well, no,
Yeah, I'm
tempered glass,
tempered glass
everything.
now because we reviewed it and I never took it back off. But I don't know. It's kind of swaying me back. It's a fingerprint magnet.
So
Lens
you roll your
clear.
phone without a case?
Who?
Sharice, you roll your phone
Oh.
without a case?
Oh no, there's a case on this.
Clear.
Oh,
It's just
okay. Woo.
super. It's like insanely thin. But yeah, there's a.
Yeah,
Can I get it off
because
of
you
there?
got yours like mine's.
Oh my gosh, I
I
can't
got
even
a
get it off.
case.
It's
I
a
got a
different one
case
than
on
yours.
mine too.
What's that?
Yeah, so
Yeah, see, it's like
somebody has a
super
question.
Okay, yeah, yours like mine. I like the clear case. All right, I'm about to say, woo, you rocking that raw dog. Woo.
You just really like this one. This was the
$500.
Lux. We did a Lux Armor review as well a couple days ago, I think. And this one's like super thin. I like the thin cases. These are really
Yeah,
thin
that's
phones, and I want them
nice.
to feel thin.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
all
the
my cases
red
are
one.
thin.
I got a red one that I kind of put on my phone every now and then. I got a red case. It looks really good. Ooh, but I think I might do D-Brain. I might see if I can hook up with D-Brain and see if I can get me a D-Brain skin.
Can you get them to send one our way too, please? Please and thank you.
I'm trying to, hey, I'm a tech reviewer. I'm trying to
go ahead.
call them up and say, give what I'm saying. Listen, I'm a tech reviewer, Easy Computer Solutions. Send us a whole bunch of D-Brand. Send it to everybody gets sponsored by D-Brand except us.
Yes,
we
they
need
do.
D-Brand. Listen, everybody that's in the stream, I need y'all to hit up D-Brand and say we got Wine Wednesday. We need to do some giveaways. So have them contact me. And so D-Brand Skin, like I say, this is brought to you by D-Brand. I like to say that like all the other big tech reviewers do it, right? This review is brought to you by D-Brand. So guess what? Let's see if we can give some D-Brand skins away to everybody, whether it's Galaxy phones or iPhones or whatever. But I'm challenging everybody in the stream. Hashtag D-Brand Skin. Send them emails, spam them, tell them up. So they go like, oh my God, who is this guy? And have them contact me and we could get some giveaways because it benefits you because you go get it. You know, so everybody that's in the stream, go don't do that. You know, so that's what I'm talking about. That's how we get it done.
Gary
Easy
wants to
Computer
be
Solutions.
sponsored by dongles.
Yeah,
Ooh, dongles.
Oh, great.
What kind of cloth you have there that you wiping that iPad with?
Oh, I got tons of them. They give them to you when you get stuff, you know?
Oh yeah.
And I wash them too. Yeah.
Really?
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I usually throw them away.
What?
I mean, you have when you have so many of them. I mean, when you got about 50 of them, I mean, come on, you throw them away.
Oh, after a
right?
while, you know, you get rid of some of them. But when they're new, like this was a skin I got from one of my Huawei phones, because you know it's hard to find skins for those. But
Yeah.
they sent that, and it's a good cloth. So when it stays in good condition, I keep it.
It's a hat. You just gave us a hat.
That's what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, it's 2018. We got all this good tech. Everything reset. People are asking me, easy, what should I buy for Christmas? Like nothing. Just wait till 2018. Who need those? Let's see. Send them to my way. Official Keaton the building. Let's see. Big House Production said Kimmy is on the cleaning spree.
I do that with my devices. I do it with my watch bands, because I think I sweat a lot. So I wipe off my Apple Watch all the time, and like where the heart monitor sensor is, I make sure that's clean all the time.
Yep. Hey, look, in the back of you, you got that puppet right behind you that's looking down on you.
Which one?
The puppet right behind you. You got the little dog right behind you. He's looking down on you.
The UNC
Plus, you
one?
got a phone. You got a phone on a charger.
I got 2 phones on the chargers. Yeah.
Shout
Look,
out, shout out to TJ in the building. I see him in the building. Yes. All
I think
right.
you clowning my
UNC.
Carolina teddy bear back there, but I'm gonna let you ride.
No, that's UNC, but that's where you come from.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's UNC over here.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Uno Nice. I hope all that information helped you out. PowerShell is amazing. You will. It's like this abyss of like technology sorcery. Like you'll feel like a magical wizard going into PowerShell and saying, "Come on, computer, give me this data. Okay, and now with this data, I want you to do that with it." It's just I love PowerShell.
That is. And I was gonna do a video on PowerShell, but I think it's too technical. A lot of people like, what the hell he talking about? What the hell is all this stuff? See, a lot of people don't. That's why when I be making videos, I think about the average consumer. And it's when you're going into command prompt and maybe going to Fedora and stuff like that, right? That's different, man. When you're doing something different, it's like nah, easy. I ain't gonna get no views from that.
That way. That's when you get to pop your collar.
Yeah, like I know about technology.
Well, one of the things that I put in the chat was the Microsoft Virtual Academy. I don't know if anyone's ever discussed the Microsoft Virtual Academy before. So the Microsoft Virtual Academy is a website that is run by Microsoft, and their initiative is to get people that want to learn more about how to utilize, Microsoft. So they have tutorials and videos on how to learn Office 365, how to use Word and Excel and PowerShell, C#, so you can learn different languages. And the great thing about it is that the more you learn, so it's a video where there's actual Microsoft like VIPs, and they go through various topics. And so you learn about it, and then they give you an assessment. So it's like you're taking a little mini test. And once you pass through all the different modules, you get a certain amount of points. And then after you get those certain amount of points, or you finish a module, you actually get an online certificate from Microsoft saying that you completed that course, and you can, show it to, like where you work. Say, I'm taking this initiative to take these free courses, so that way I can, better educate myself about technology. And it's free, which is amazing that Microsoft puts that information out there for free.
Oh, thanks, Derek. Derek gave out a
Super chat.
Super chats. Woo! We got super chat in the building. Yes. All wanna saints go marching in. All wanna saints go marching in. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Now, if y'all want to see us dance, y'all want to see the ladies dance, put that super chat in. We're going to get Kimmy to dance.
Y'all can do this live.
We're going to do this live on YouTube, right? If y'all want to see the ladies dance live on YouTube, super chat me. Look at
No.
Corey, where you at, Corey?
Where do we
I
sign
have a
up for
great
this?
many strong suits, and that's not one of them.
Calling Paige. Pages.
Oh yeah, that's no.
Welcome to Wine Wednesday. All my friends in the building.
No, I promise I'm not out there dancing under the stage name Keynote. That's not me. That's not my. That's not my. No.
I mean, enough wine will make a lot of people do anything. Wine make people do a lot of stuff. I mean, alcohol, they make people do things that they wake up and say, I can't believe I did that. At the end of the
Microsoft had did get-togethers where they'd give out free wine and tutorials.
Yeah. Yep. So
Yeah, that's what I like about Apple. They have those schools things going on in their stores. That's fun. That's cool.
but you know, Apple. You know, it's so funny. Oh, there we go.
Oh, man.
All right. Now here we go. Who's gonna do the first dance?
Go ahead, Kimmy. You
Go.
got it.
Kimmy,
Oh, no,
I can go back
copycats
to,
will be down.
Okay, go.
go ahead. All right.
Wait, which one are we doing? No, you do one, I'll do one. Go ahead. I'm gonna copy you. I'm supposed to go all the way down to the floor. Oh. The butterfly. Anticipating the butterfly.
That's what I'm talking about. Woo, a lot of excitement.
No. So this is
All right, here we go.
I've been seeing that I love. It's like, oh, you put, and then the one. I don't think I have enough space, but I'm gonna do that at an angle. It's like. But these guys, they twist their arm all the way back. Like they twist their arm, and so it looks like it's flailing. They're like, yeah, they're like
The fact that you got this play-by-play explanation going with
That's what I'm saying. All the way to the floor.
So y'all see what happens on Wild Wednesday when you give a super chat. Shout out to Derek. He started it off.
Please, one more.
Who's going to be next?
I don't think we can take any more.
No.
Sorry, I hurt everybody's stomach from the giggles. We like to dance a lot. We like to do Just Dance, Dance Central. We still have the Connect, even though it's discontinued. The Connect is discontinued. Yeah, they're not selling the Connect anymore.
Yeah. So somebody say they know what dance you're talking about in the stream.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Your work was not in vain.
Well, I think the explanation really helped to round it out.
So Corey said, "Rest in peace, Connect." Yeah, so Microsoft has killed it. They just killed the program.
Yeah, I love the Connect. I wonder if they're like, is it cost more now? Like, is it worth more now that they discontinued it?
I'm hoping that it's getting discontinued because they're gonna come out with a hologram.
What? Okay.
There's Mr. Catwoman.
Mr. Catwoman. Oh Lord, my wife is either drunk or sick.
I only have water today, Mr. Catwoman. So I'm sick.
So TJ said, "Who's the next woman to go drop it like it's hot?"
I hadn't had enough to drink.
I dropped it like it's hot. I dropped it like it's bumbling.
We don't own enough for that.
No, I ain't had enough to drink for that.
Oh my goodness! Look, welcome to Wild Wednesday, folks. That's why a lot of people always be asking me, "Easy, I can't wait till Wednesday, man. You're the only live show on a planet that we have this much fun with, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about."
I know that it's nobody probably does New Year's resolution anymore, but does anybody have any New Year goals, like things that they want to accomplish for the year 2018?
Yeah, I can tell you mine. I started my workout videos. That's my New Year's resolution to get fit. Look, I'm not fat or anything, right? But I'm unfit. I am not fit. I mean, I just like you're walking and I'm eating all the bad stuff and stuff like that. And I find myself that I got to get, just healthy. And so that's why I figured let me do the videos, because if not that it forces me to do it, but I just want to see let people know that this is what I'm doing. This is my New Year's resolution. And that's why I started the health and tech videos. And I'm going to do it. This is it. I'm going to do it every week. So that's why I'm doing these videos.
We're looking forward to it.
Yes. Let's see. Love those weight and get healthy and get 500 subs by the end of the year. Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's the goal.
Well, that's the goal. I mean, we want to get subs. So we all want to get subs on our channel.
My sister just said that's a lot of sandwiches. No, subscribers.
Subscribers.
Oh, that's the funniest thing I've heard in 2018. That's the funniest thing I've heard this year.
You go and get those 500 sandwiches. Get those 500 sandwiches.
You're hungry.
Yeah.
What's your goal, Kimmy?
It needs to be.
I'm trying to get myself back together too.
Yeah.
I look back through my, because I keep pictures forever.
Oh, don't do it
like
to yourself.
every other year, it's just like my weight does this. So I'm just trying to get it to level out.
Same thing. I look back through pictures and see myself, like Corey and I went on this big weight loss kick a few years back. Dang, that was a while ago now. Right before we got pregnant with our first son, we lost like a combined
Get fit and get her pregnant.
First of all, he's referring to back then, not now. Baby factory is closed. No, we lost a combined about 80 or so pounds, 85, 90
awesome.
pounds in like 2 months though. It was super fast. And then within that same time frame of maintaining it, we got pregnant with baby number 1. So, and then ever since then, I lost the weight, and then we got pregnant with baby number 2, and then I lost the weight, and then somehow between medication I was taking and just life stresses, I gained the weight back now, and I'm like, nope, this is my year. I'm gonna stop the yo-yo, getting good and slim. So I don't know. We've similarly kind of talked about whether or not we're gonna vlog like the whole experience, like what you just said, Eric, if we're gonna kind of take that route, or if we're just gonna do like recording it and documenting it by video and then just do one "we're skinny now" video at the end. But I don't know. I kind of have like a massive amount of weight loss that I want to get back down to. I want to get back down to like high school, college weight, like that impossible goal. Corey said it's going to be way too skinny, but I just want to push myself there. And for our YouTube goals, it's a big one, but we're really pushing for 10K subscribers. We've been growing really quickly, and I think that if we just maintain the pace that we're at now, it's going to be impossible not to get that. So
great. That's awesome.
That's our little goal. Well, not little goal. That's our big channel goal. So
that's awesome.
We'll see how that goes.
That's awesome. Hey, that is good goals. I mean, I like that. I like that. I for my YouTube channel, I want to be at 100,000. I'm trying to get to 100,000. That's gonna be impossible, but
go for it.
To get it to 100,000 subscribers, I need help. I need y'all to tell everybody y'all know that Easy Computer Solutions is here.
What's our nickname?
Huh?
What's our nickname?
Who nickname?
Us.
The VIPs.
Oh, okay. We're the VIPs. You know how people have their channels and they call their subscribers or their fan base something?
Oh,
yeah.
You have to give us the name. So we're the VIPs.
But I call all my subscribers VIPs. All of them. Everybody VIPs, because I feel that everybody that hit the button is special. All of them hit the button is special. That's what I'm talking about. I feel good that everybody hit the button, and everybody that joined me. You think about this, right? On a Wednesday, you got all these people that joined in. I couldn't, before I started Wine Wednesday, I'll give you a testimony here. I couldn't get no more than 20 people to watch this show. Now I'm up to 40, 50 people that's watching, and we need to grow it more. And it's just all contribute to the hard work that we doing. Y'all ladies doing y'all thing. And it's going to grow. We're going to have some fun. This is how we do it every Wednesday. And I mean, look, every Wednesday we can't get everybody here, but we could get some people here. So it works out great. Sometimes we rotate. And we got to get Fox. I've been talking about Fox. Kimmy, I've been asking about Fox. And
so she might be at work. I don't know.
I know. We got to get Fox. I like Fox. And so we're going to change up Saturdays too.
Yeah.
Try to see if we can do something for Saturdays. We gotta get some diversity on Saturday. The battle of the sexes, like men always dominating to talk about Samsung, and all of a sudden now we got the ladies like So it's all about fun though. We're all about fun. Who's going to answer some of these comments we got here? Here we go.
Gary said you used to call us clowns.
Oh, man.
Who said that?
Gary.
Gary.
You know Gary's crazy.
He used to call us clowns. Oh, no. No.
Corey said, asking about that cardboard play button.
No, I need one. It's funny that
I don't think they have a cardboard.
well they have some people that make videos about the brands
Okay.
and they make these videos. It's fake. I mean, YouTube don't see you nothing now to tell what 100,000 or something, or maybe 500. I don't know. I think it's 100,000. I don't know. But yeah, I got to get it. I'm working hard towards getting it. That's it. Let's see, 100,000. Do it. Android Stud said, "Do it, 100,000. We gonna get to 100,000."
Yeah.
So we got to let everybody know though. That's the thing. Let everybody know. Come to Easy Computer Solutions where we got Wild Wednesday. Then if I get 100,000, y'all go get 100,000 because I can't do it by myself. So if I get 100,000, you get 100,000. That's how we do it. I don't want it. I just want to keep it all to myself. I like to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
So
my goal for 2018 is I want my community to be active at techvalor.net. That's my goal. I just want people to go on there and just give good information, get good information, have really good conversations. Yeah. That's my goal for 2018.
You know, the thing about it is it's like, you know how society is, right? If they know it's some type of drama or something, they'll all be there. But with the educational, it's hard to get people, right? When you're talking positive role models, it's hard to get people to join in. But I say, guess what happened to so-and-so at church last night? All of a sudden, everybody want to know.
So you told me I need to drop my diss track on my community so that everybody will start talking.
And that's the thing.
Nah, I want it to just be like a really positive place. So yeah, I believe that if I just, finish all the content and all that stuff, the people will come.
Cerise, let me ask you a question. If we hear rumors, it's all rumors, I know this, but we're hearing that Apple might make a foldable phone. And I know you don't like it. I know you don't like it. But what if? Because we're hearing two things. We're hearing three things. We're hearing Apple's going to make a larger phone because people pissed at the small iPhone 10. Which is going to be like the iPhone 11 Plus, which is going to probably be a 6.2 or whatever screen. But we also hearing this foldable display because Samsung is doing it. And we know ZTE came out with the butterfly phone. So if Samsung do it, see, because here's the thing. Apple is pissed. You know why Apple is pissed? Because the Samsung commercial with that hairline, y'all seen that with that guy walking that iPhone 10?
Apple couldn't care less about that.
Apple don't care?
I don't think so, because an iPhone's still going to... When your competition has to start going negative about you, that speaks more about them than it does about you, in my opinion. You don't really see iPhones needing, or iPhone commercial or Apple commercials needing to differentiate themselves from the competition. They just talk about Apple. Whereas when you see the Samsung commercials, while albeit it was hilarious, your whole commercial is having to attack the features of another device. Like that, I don't know. To me,
that's not true. Apple came out with that commercial a long time ago. Hi, I'm an Apple and I'm a PC.
A long time ago. Keyword
that's
that you just said. And that was about the computers, not phones. Now, when you see an iPhone commercial,
that's how they.
What do you see with an iPhone?
Yeah, that's how they cemented their brand, though, by taking jabs at another company. And so people just went with it, and then they just made it a brand. So people are taking part of that playbook and kind of making it their own by just like being deliberate.
I guess you can say that, but it's still, to me,
there's nothing wrong with it. I think that it's fine as long as you talk about the features, because that's what it's all about.
or maybe the lack thereof features, right?
It's funny, but like I said, I don't think Apple's phased by it. Was the point of it. I don't think Apple's phased by it. I thought it was a hilarious commercial. I watched it several times. I forwarded it to like all my friends. So I know that Samsung channel got at least 1,000 views from me and my people.
I know, but Apple got to be concerned because Apple after the battery debacle, right? And then now we hear rumors that the Galaxy S9 is going to come out early to take some of Apple's thunder. At this point, did Apple come back and say, "Hey, we gonna do it for $29, and hey, we gonna do it for everybody"? Because we was hearing reports that people was going to Apple, and it was testing the phones, and they say your battery is good, so they was kind of giving people problems about swapping their batteries out. But now Apple then came back because of the bad press and say $29 if you want to get a battery. I don't give a damn if it's bad or good. $29, you can get your battery swapped. Now, this stuff has been happening. I mean, you're talking about Apple been on top of this for the last week or so. This is not like it's just been lagging around. It's like every time something negative come out about Apple, Apple is coming back and rebuttaling and say, hey, listen, okay, we gonna give you what you want and stuff like that. So Apple is they listening, they watching.
That's not what you're talking about, though. Now you're talking about two different things. You're asking about.
I know, but what I'm saying is that you make the assumption that Apple don't care.
That's not what I'm saying at all. Oh, I'm not saying Apple doesn't care about anything. That's nonsensical. They obviously have to care about something. I think that Apple cares about their public perception, but not necessarily about their competition, if that makes sense. Right. I don't think that seeing a commercial and the things that they're saying, I'm sorry, the comments are troll city over there. I'm trying to ignore them. But I think that we talked about it with the last time we did this. I think that there's a difference between an actual issue and perception. And me saying that my phone's running slow doesn't mean that I'm affected by this issue. Me saying that my phone's running slow doesn't mean that my battery is the problem. Me saying that my battery's dying fast doesn't actually mean that my battery needs to be replaced. And from what I've experienced of just, again, speaking of my own personal experience with Apple, every time I've had an issue, I haven't gotten that kind of pushback when I had a legitimate issue. I had... With my 2009 MacBook Pro, they replaced, what was this, sweetheart? My logic board and something else in warranty, no cost out of pocket. Mm-hmm. So you can call me an Apple apologist if that makes you feel better, but I'm speaking about my personal experience with Apple, not propaganda to try to make it seem like every Apple phone is defective. That would be just as stupid as saying that every Samsung phone is going to blow up because they had a couple of battery issues a few years ago. And people are still buying Samsung phones and people are still going to buy Apple phones. Yeah. I mean, that's just the point. At least they're doing something about it, is my perspective. At least they're doing something to address the situation.
Right. And that's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Apple, look, let's be honest. If you got an iPhone 6, I think it's time to upgrade, right? I mean, it's a little. It's iPhone 6, iPhone 6X, iPhone 7. Ain't that 4 generations behind? It's like 4 generations. That's like 2014. I think the iPhone 6 came out 2014 or whatever. But whatever. What I'm saying is, I agree with you. I mean, I think Apple really wants you to upgrade. I mean, at the end of the day, Samsung, all of them want you to upgrade. I mean, look, when the Samsung Galaxy S9 come out in next couple of weeks, with the keynote address, right? They're gonna tell you all this fabulous stuff. Oh, we got the cameras. We got the best cameras on the planet. Ooh, look at this body style. Ooh, this is gonna be the best phone on the planet. And oh, by the way, you can always upgrade. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. I mean, they really want you to upgrade. So,
I mean, but every company let's be real about it. People can say that Apple's pushing you to upgrade, but Samsung wants you to upgrade. your car, the car manufacturer that you drive
Yeah.
wants you to upgrade. People want you to come back to their restaurant and eat again. They're businesses. They're not charities. They want to make money. That's universal. They all want to make money, and however they can, they're going to.
Hey, so is Apple coming out with the iPhone SE2 this year?
I haven't seen that rumor.
Yeah,
That
I've
was what
seen
the
that
rumor
rumor.
was.
Yeah, the rumor is that the iPhone SE2, probably iPhone 7 specs, I think, it's at a smaller package with maybe Face ID instead of Touch ID. That's coming out mid 2018. That's what I mean, along with the iPad. So they're gonna probably do iPad, iPhone SE. Because iPad's coming out this year too with the 120 hertz and some updated specs. You might get some camera boost. You're gonna have the A11 Bionic chips gonna be running the iPad Pros and stuff like that. So I think that those are coming out this year.
I think so. It would make sense to upgrade the SE. It's a really popular phone. Plenty of people are still buying it.
I like the SE. I really do.
And what about a new iPod Touch?
Nah, that's done. That's done. No, iPod Touches are done.
iPod Touch is gone.
Yeah, I think the iPod Classics and all that stuff. You're right. The iPod Touches are done. I think
you can put a notch on it.
But I think Apple loved this notch. It's a traditional thing. I mean, the difference between the iPhone and a regular phone. When you look at a phone, you're going to see a notch. That's an iPhone. I think Apple going to stick to that notch. I think that's it.
I do too.
That is their tradition. If you got an iPhone, you got a notch. And guess what? We're hearing a lot of people coming out with notches. You're going to see the notch. In 2017, 2018, you're going to see nothing but notches. It's going to be all over the place. Because if Apple do it, we go do it. That's how they roll. It's Apple do it. Once Apple roll with it, Apple makes this. We got a notch. We take away the headphone jack and this, that, and other. We go give you, Retina Plus displays and stuff. Once they do it, and then we go charge you $1,000 for it. Apple do it. Everybody follow the leader. And you gotta say, hey, Apple got a big influence. Now, people criticize Apple, but at the end of the day, I mean, Apple has an influence. Because you think about this, before the Mi Mix, right? Mi Mix took away the headphone jack. Because Android phones took away headphone jacks before Apple, by the way, if people didn't know. But once Apple did it, then we hear, I think last year in 2016, we heard Google kind of making jokes about the headphone jack. And then all of a sudden, the Pixel 2 don't have a headphone jack. And so now we're hearing, Samsung might be possibly taking the headphone jack away. So, I mean, if Apple do it, everybody go do it. That's the thing, And so people hate on Apple, but they the ones that make shit happen, right? I mean, they the ones that make it happen, right? Let's see. Somebody in the comments says Essential has a, what do you say, pimple? What do you say, pimple? Say Essential have a pimple.
Yeah, because theirs is a little notch, so it's not quite a notch.
I love Apple devices, with the exception of the iPhones. Well, okay, so they love Apple devices except the iPhones. What does industry have to copy every stupid move Apple makes? They do it, Albert. They do it. You're going to see, we've already seen rumors that they're going to have phones that's coming out in 2018 that have the same design as the iPhone. And welcome back, Catwoman.
Hey, sorry, my kids unplugged.
It always happens.
Welcome back.
Well, this is what I did. Before the chat began, they're like, "Oh, we don't know how to get the internet to work with the Xbox 360 upstairs," and I said, "Figure it out." Well, they turned off the modem. So,
they figured out they rebooted the router.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Shout out to Hello World is in the building. iPhones have a much smoother feel than any Android that I ever tried. So we do have some iPhone fans in the building. Uno Nice is from at Dirty South, Georgia is in the building.
Apple. Yeah, he said he got snow today.
Ah, yeah. Apple could probably sell phones with no screens.
Apple could sell a phone that folds your laundry, and you would still have something negative to say about it, Albert. Like, let's just be real. You hate Apple, and that's fine. Yeah. That's your prerogative.
See, Albert is a OnePlus fan.
Oh, so, that's okay.
Yeah, he's a OnePlus fan. Trust me, you can't. Anytime you try to debate with Albert about any other phone, trust me, he has a rebuttal about OnePlus. OnePlus is cheaper. OnePlus got the specs. OnePlus got the build quality. OnePlus got the cameras. Why buy anything else? So that's his whole thing.
My sister just asked what's OnePlus.
What is OnePlus? OnePlus? What is a OnePlus? OnePlus 5 and 6? You see, I'm doing critical thinking.
Okay. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah. I think I'm the reverse of that. I'll try just about any phone.
A shout out to QC Dad is in the building. We got more Apple fans popping in the building. Woohoo! Mm-hmm. There's gonna be some fun now. QC Dad is in the building. He's also an Apple fan. All right, so let's see. That's it. That's all we got as far as comments. I'm seeing them looking, reading. I tell you what, boy, it's been full. The comments don't never stop. As y'all can see, the comments never stop. So it's all about fun. Welcome to Wild Wednesday for everybody that's in the building. Shout out to Force Tech Review. He said HTC U11 for the win. I love the HTC U11. I actually got the solar red that turns gold. And you know what? I think you're going to start seeing some phones do that. This year, 2018, you're going to see phones when you turn them, they're going to change colors. HTC did it. Oh, my God, it's a beautiful phone. It's a beautiful phone. Oh, my goodness, it's a beautiful phone.
They're putting flip-flop paint jobs on phones.
Yeah, they put flip-flop paint jobs on the phone.
Is that like the blue dress and the gold dress on the phone?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually, it's one of those phones where when you turn it to the light, it changes colors. It go from red to gold as you turn it to the light. It is gorgeous. Oh, it's gorgeous. It is beautiful.
And the blue one, what color is the blue one changed
to? The blue one changed to more of a silver.
Silver.
Yeah, so it is gorgeous. Trust me. I say it's the best looking phone, period, right now. I mean, no other phones can do this changing the color when you're turning it, besides HTC phones. So yeah, it's a beautiful phone.
I wonder if they'll come out with the phones that changes the color with your mood, like the mood rings.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They have cases like that, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Casemate makes them. $80.
Mm-hmm.
What? $80?
Yeah. Wow. But most of their cases are like $80.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about this. I mean, $80. Apple sell cases for $80. And you go on Amazon, you get phone cases for like $5, $10. You know. So let's see.
Yeah, just get it on sale.
Yeah. Dexter's in the building. Say, what do you say? Buenos noches.
Buenas noches. I mean,
buenas noches.
Buenas noches, Dexter. Good noches.
Buenos noches. I'm thinking Buenos noches. Notches. I got a notch. For y'all didn't know, it fits my iPhone very well. So when I put my iPhone,
you coordinate.
Yeah, I'm coordinating. So when I put my iPhone next to my ear, right, I'm perfect. There it is. I'm perfect. I got the notch.
Buenos dongles.
Buenos dongles.
That's kind of good.
That was good.
Buenos dongles. All right. So what did it say? Who needs NFC when you have Samsung Pay? Somebody say that in the comments. Candy paint phones. They're coming.
With 24s.
24s.
And a 40 ounce.
And a 40 ounce.
And rim.
Android has passed Apple. Okay. Wait. Android has. Android got so many different phones and variants. I mean, Apple only have one brand. I mean, we like people always say that. Say, Android have more phones than Apple. But yeah, they do because I mean, you got HTC, LG, Huawei. You got Blue. You got so many different manufacturers that make so many different Android. I mean, look, dude, you got RCA. You know that TV RCA?
Yeah.
They make phones.
Mm-hmm.
RCA make. I seen this phone hanging on a peg. Right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I said that should say RCA. That's a TV.
That's a really well-known brand because remember the cables that you used to use, the one that was yellow.
RCA,
red?
yeah, yellow, red.
We used to call them the RCA cables.
RCA
We never
cables,
called
yeah.
them what they were originally called. What are they called?
Yeah.
RGB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like RCA cables.
I need RCA cables. Hey, so RCA made a phone. I don't know how good it is. I ain't want to take a chance of buying it. I mean, it's for like $20 or something, right? So it's running the Android very fast, and it's running Android 7.0 or something like that. Yeah, maybe about 0.5 gig of RAM in it, running like a Snapdragon poo-poo processor, and oh my God, you talking about a nightmare. That be one of the phones. You can't even use that phone for a throwaway. I mean, that's not even a backup phone. I mean, it might think about this, right? Oh, I got my backup phone in the glove box. So you pull out the RCA phone, and it take 30 minutes to boot up.
Oh my God.
That's a burner. Look, that's a burner phone.
Yeah. I mean, is it really even a burner phone? I mean, you can't get nothing done like, if you need to do something now,
take an hour.
You're like, man, if I had to dial 911, I mean, I could have got the police, went to the police station and grabbed the police officer and came back before the phone boot up. I mean, dog, that's how slow it is. Let's see. RCA make TVs. Yeah, they do. Do anybody buy RCA TVs? I haven't bought an RCA TV in about 20 years. Anybody still buy RCA TVs?
I didn't know RCA still made TVs.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Wally World still sell them. Wally World, Walmart. For everybody that don't know what Wally World is, I think they still sell RCA TVs.
And they sell all kinds of miscellaneous TVs.
Yeah, that's
Walmart
true.
Walmart sells anything.
Yeah.
RCA TVs is absolutely garbage.
She got a
Shout out to Corey. Corey says absolutely garbage. Let's see. RCA TVs are cheap. Yeah. Yeah, they are cheap because they are absolutely garbage. That's what Corey said. RCA TVs.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it in Corey's voice. Think about it.
I know.
RCA TVs are absolutely garbage.
Hey, you said a little bit more sophisticated. Garbage.
Garbage. Yes. They garbage. And they are garbage. RCA make parts for every other manufacturer. Oh, wow. I didn't know that neither. Anthony Cooper said that. How many iPhones will Apple come out with this year? 3. No,
they're absolutely garbage.
I knew it was coming.
No, I think Apple will come out with 2 phones this year.
Oh, baby.
Or maybe 3 phones. You have the
3.
iPhone 11, 11 Plus, right? And then Apple might come out with this foldable butterfly phone.
I don't
No,
know.
that's
I don't
next
think
year.
that. I think it'll
That's
be
gonna
the SE2 or whatever they call it. Will be the 3rd phone.
Oh, you're talking about,
Yeah.
the 3rd phone going to be the iPhone. But there's going to be 4 phones then.
That foldable garbage, easy.
That's gonna
I'm
be next
telling you,
year. That ain't gonna be this year.
I think. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if Samsung come out with a foldable phone,
You have to give them a couple generations to come behind them. They ain't gonna come right behind them the same year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot who's at the helm of Apple. That's Tim Cook. He wait about 4 generations before they come out with a phone.
It's a stupid idea. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. It's awful. Like, how did we go from foldable phones, aka flip phones, to candy bars? And we're taking a step backwards. Don't do this to me. Maybe give me like a rounded edge. I like that. Give me the information on the side. Steal that if you're going to steal something. Don't steal.
The phone doesn't break as easily.
You said what?
I said the reason for it is because a foldable phone doesn't break as easily. The screen.
No. Get a tempered glass on it. That just, you have no excuse.
That is an excuse. That's a great excuse. I'm tired of worrying about dropping my phone. I say, bring back the sidekicks.
Sidekicks. Woo.
What is happening right now?
So fast on those
She
things.
said sidekicks. Now we rolling.
Wow.
Now we bring back BlackBerry. Please, can we get a BlackBerry phone?
Why don't y'all just go back to Nokias? You know, just take it all the way back. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's.
Oh.
Hey, remember the Blackjack? Bring us back to Blackjack.
No, go back to the Nokias and play Snake on your phone. You know, let's just kick it all the way old school. If we're gonna start folding them, let's just go all the way back.
I had a clear Nokia. You could see it light up when it rang. Let's go back there.
That's what I'm saying. You know, if we're gonna kick it old school, let's just throw back. What's your AM name exactly?
You got mail.
Age, sex, location.
AOL is done, right? I mean, they left there and they closed Christmas on them. They're done. AOL.
We can go to the future and you can give me a robot that's a phone.
Yeah. Well, we got the Jetsons,
Oh.
right? We got
The drones.
who that robot was in the Jetsons?
Rosie.
Rosie. We got Rosie.
Well, you already got that one that they had over in Dubai,
Yeah,
right? Or was
Dubai,
that no
yeah.
Saudi Arabia?
Oh, that was
I think-
crazy.
Yeah, that's the Saudi Arabia. She got.
She's a citizen.
Yeah, she's a citizen.
Mhm.
That's real. Oh my God, that's scary.
That's real crazy.
No, that's real crazy. Right?
Like a little robot and that sits on my shoulder.
But don't we got robots right now that clean your floor? Right? Don't you got the little sweeper robots?
A Roomba.
The robots.
It's not a real robot because a robot is like a person. It's supposed to have like artificial intelligence.
So
It's more like a tool. It's
all
like,
right, so wait, we got Gary in the building. When he say our robot that just giving it up.
That's where it's
here we
going.
go.
They have those.
they already have those.
Mhm.
It's called VR glasses.
No, they have actual
Then
robots.
she's gonna look.
Actually,
Then Gary's gonna get sued for
Oh,
rape.
Oh my gosh.
Garbage.
It's a garbage.
RCA robot. Give it up. It's garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage. So wait, we say like a robot, right? Like Gary and look, didn't Arnold Schwarzenegger made a movie about this, right? And then let's see, Sylvester Stallone made a movie about this too when he was had the virtual glasses on. Demolition Man, right? Demolition Man, he had that episode where nobody couldn't touch each other. They had to put on
Right.
virtual glasses on and they had to have sex like that. But what movie that was that had that was Arnold Schwarzenegger about the air? What is that? People put that in the comments. They made two movies of the same thing. The Arnold Schwarzenegger movie it was on Mars, and they had virtual stuff going on, you know. So yeah, I mean, you had Demolition Man, then you had that movie and all kinds of stuff going on. So Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Total Recall, right? So Total Recall, and you know what is called that Chia Pet or whatever it's called, right? So let's see. Can you sexual harass a robot? So Gary said, can you sexual harass a robot?
And I told Gary he could.
Yeah, you probably can't sexual harass a robot because a robot's supposed to do whatever you tell you to do. Whatever you tell that robot to do. See Gary with his perverted mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gary could.
That robot to do it. Now, just make sure that you got a female robot, all right? Not a male.
Don't hurt yourself, Gary.
That's the whole thing. You got to make sure you have a female robot. Then the ladies, and see, the ladies will take advantage of a male robot, right?
And
A male robot got to make sure you have multiple dongles.
Buenos tangos.
So the male have to have multiple, and the female have to be ready to go. So it'd be a crazy world. You know what? I think nobody would be married. After this, be marriages to be over with, because you know what? If you get into it with your wife, you say, you know what? I'll divorce you. Just get a robot. Just get a robot. I ain't got to
she'll do
worry about
everything
no.
you say, right?
You do everything you say. Oh man. Oh, this is so funny. I
Have you
guess
seen the Animatrix? Has anyone seen the Animatrix before?
the Animatrix of
So that's it's the it talks about how the Matrix came to be.
I love the Matrix.
Yeah. The Animatrix is really good because it just talks about how, we as humans we just, use machines to our own selfish manner. And, eventually they do develop an AI and, they start to express that, they want to be treated equally too. And, humans are selfish and they say no, and then they retaliate. And so how like the Matrix has there's like no sun in the Matrix.
Right.
Well, humans blocked out the sun, so because they noticed that the robots were actually gaining their power from the sun, and so then they ended up using humans as their fuel system. And then that's how the whole circle of robotic life is. And I really hope we don't get to that point.
No, I don't think so. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. We've been having so much fun. I'm looking at the clock and we way over time.
Yeah. You just need to make Wednesdays till 11:30. Like that's just because we always go to 11:30 anyway.
I know.
And we usually start late.
Yeah, we usually start late, right? And but we always have fun. But Paul, why is it always so much fun? It's hard to come to an end. I mean, everybody just be on here just having so much fun, and people really set their timers and their clocks, and they say, you know what? I want to be on Wild Wednesday no matter what. And they got a lot of people that's really committed to be on this show every week, day in and day out, just to have fun. The few hours that we try to give you guys out there is pure entertainment, and we want to get your minds away from what's going on. Think about it, right? It's the first of the month, which is stressful for most people, right? After Christmas, it's stressful for most people. All this, every time you turn on TV, you got all kinds of negativity. So we on this platform, we give you a few hours of this freedom just to come and have some fun and giggle and just pure entertainment. And so this is what I do here. This is what we do here. This is how I want this platform to be, just pure entertainment, have some fun. I want to give a huge shout out to the ladies in the building, my VIP. That's what I'm talking about every Wednesday night. That's how we do it. I tell you what, I'm changing up Saturdays, by the way, for everybody that's here. I want to have a lady on Saturday, multiple ladies if I can. It's kind of hard. Saturdays is a little difficult to come on with the guys because we need to get some diversity because it's all male discussion. Every male, yes, it's about male dominance, and that's not the. I want to get some female perspective about technology because that's what we talk about on Saturday. So
we met Sharice on a Saturday.
Ooh,
she did. I didn't know that women on Saturday wasn't a thing since that was my first introduction to your channel.
Right. Oh, shout out to Big House Production. We get super
Big House.
Thank you very much. Yes. So ladies,
Corey's
y'all want
in the chat that I'm empty, so
oh
I can't toast to the super chat.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
Corey is he in the chat chit-chatting with everybody. He forgot to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Let me go ahead and start looking for my robot right now.
Yeah. If you had a robot, you always be
Dondos.
I bet my class wouldn't be empty then.
Better copyright that.
Yeah, so the whole thing. So guys, we have to be we gotta be ready because if the robots come, we have to be ready because We can't have problems with our dongles because the robot ain't going to have no problem with their dongles.
Block out the sun. Oh, thanks, Andre.
All right. Yes.
Thanks,
Thank
you.
Super chat is wide open. Uh-oh. Here we go. Pouring it.
Thanks, dear.
Orange juice.
There was a beverage poured in there before the orange juice.
So you got to mix it. You got a mix it going on. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for the super chat. Ladies, y'all want to give y'all outros?
Peace.
Who want to be first?
I am Catwoman from Jack Valor. Love you all. This was my twin sister Mia on here with me today. Thanks for joining. She lives in Massachusetts, so she only comes here once in a while. But it was glad that she came tonight.
You got internet, right? You could come on Wine Wednesday.
Yeah, we enjoyed you.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. So there you go. You could be invited. One of our VIPs. You could come on Wine Wednesday. Woo-hoo. So this God, we get you going. No problem. Because we love your perspective. You brought some very good perspective here today, and we really do appreciate that.
Oh, thanks. This was fun.
Yes, yes. All right, Scrumptious.
I'm Kimmy. Not on YouTube, but I'm here every Wednesday. And I'm on Twitter.
And you be heavily on Google Plus.
Yes, I am heavy on Google Plus.
Yep,
I post a lot of articles and everything else. So.
Yes. And Mr. Reese, you are the last but not least.
Well, I'm Sharice. My husband and I have a YouTube channel, The Tech Couple. He's been all up in these chats tonight, CJ3K. But yeah, we have a channel that's focused on tech and lifestyle, really how tech affects our lifestyle. But yeah, I appreciate you, Eric, for inviting me and the rest of the ladies on, giving us a chance to share our opinions.
Right. And I want to give a huge shout out to Corey, because if it weren't for Corey, I would have never got an Apple Watch. Because he kept it easy. You got to get an Apple Watch. I got an Apple Watch, Corey. It's been working good for me. It'd be buzzing all the time, telling me to stand up, walk, stand up. You got to stand up. You're almost there. You're almost there. Like, all right, cool. And I'm
Eric, we're going to get you to try S3.
Yeah.
We're going to get you to try Samsung. We're going to get you there.
See that? There it is. So people been asking me about the Samsung Gear S3. Now, I got all these Android wearers, right? And they all kind of do the same. So they're talking about you got to get the Gear S3. So I challenge people, send me one. Let me try it out. Send out the Samsung. Send out the Samsung and tell them send me a Gear S3. Send it to me. I'll send it back to them in about 30 days. Let me test it out. And if I like it, I'll buy one. All for the Gear S4. Because I mean, the Gear S4 will be out in a few months, right? So
it should. They didn't drop a 4 this year.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So let's see what it's about. Thank y'all guys very much for coming to this YouTube channel. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. Don't forget what I said here. And you want to hit all these people and subscribe to their channels, follow them on Google Plus and everything. Average consumers here, techies, everything in between. We have fun on Wine Wednesday. Oh man, we got to go. But thank y'all very much for coming. See y'all guys next Wednesday. But don't forget about every Saturday that we have Tech Talk Saturday night. Right here. This is Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. See y'all guys. Peace.
Bye.